man. He's fucking getting it in with them, but then on a Sunday morning he's going to church.
I'll give you good old this.
Right? He's going to church and telling you about the goodness of Jesus Christ.
The water, bro.
But he's getting it in with men.
Beautiful.
You serious, bro? Because them guys ain't teaching the word, man. They've been sold out to pretty much lead our people astray. You know, he even said that, man. Oh yeah, well I know the Israelites were black. Hold on a second. If you know, why are you teaching white man Christianity, plantation Christianity? Because them niggas got paid off, man, and now they're getting exposed. They're getting exposed for being into all kind of nasty shit, man. Power Potter, talk about the Potter's house, man. You know, more like the pounding house, man. Gay motherfucker, man. You know, but why they get exposed? Because it's the time for it, man.
Yep.
Because the scripture says, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. The regular average Jake look to them as the prophets. You know, Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes, Creep Low for your dollar, you know, Creflo Dollar, all these various dudes. You know, now it's coming out, but hold on a second. These guys are, they're off, man. You know, they're doing some strange shit. You know, keep reading up.
Yeah. Reading on.
Strange.
The sweetness in 4 now.
Yeah.
And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words to them.
Yeah.
For thou art not sent to the people of a strange language, of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech, of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
Yeah.
Here's the point now. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted.
Yeah, man. Jake don't listen, man. You know, that's the Israelite problem. Jake only likes to listen, yeah, if it's the so-called white man or when it's all too late, man.
Yep.
That's the only time Jake want to listen. Other than that, they ain't listening to you. You know, because you look like them. And that's the product of slavery. You know, you was a nigga like me, boy. You know, like, okay, you know, you just see another so-called black man and you just see a nigga. Well, that's your biggest problem, man. That's your biggest problem because you don't respect yourself, man. But if a white man comes in a suit and cufflinks, you know, and the long shoes, you know, and the smooth shaven face, talking eloquently, oh yes, man, say yes, Mr. White Man. You could be telling me that the sky's fucking, I don't know, green, and you believe it, man. And the grass is blue. You believe every word because it's coming from him. But because the word is coming from people of your own, all right, that would appear to be regular men, all right, you don't want to hear that. So the Lord said to Ezekiel, you're going to a stiff-necked people. And we can see that, man. Jake is a stiff-necked people. Again, a Jake will only listen if it's coming from the white man or when it's all too late. You know, it takes a Jake to get shot and be bleeding out for him to realize that you know, living by the gun is wrong, man. You know, that's just the way Israelites are set up on this side. It's fucked up, man. You know, it takes a Jake to go to rehab to realize drugs ain't good. You know, all right. It's ridiculous, man. Whatever it is, you know, it takes a Jake to drown in a swimming pool to realize you have to kick your legs and swim. You know, Jake only want to learn when it's all too late. So the Lord said, man, you're going to a stiff-necked people, meaning that whatever you say to them, more than likely, they ain't going to be hearing that, man. They ain't going to be listening to you, bro. And that's why we're not fussed when people don't listen to us, man. Because we expect it. You know, we expect people to rebuttal against us, man. You know, and we don't let it bother us. Because at the end of the day, whether they hear or forbear, man, that's what the scriptures say. Go on, bro.
Reading on. Reading on now in I read 5 again. For thou art sent 6. Not too many people of a strange strange speech or of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand, surely if I had sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
Yeah.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Israel are impotent and hard-hearted.
Yeah.
Behold, I have...
Hard-hearted meaning their mind. Their mind is hard. You know, they don't listen, God.
Behold, I have made thy face against thy faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
Yeah, so as hard as they are, we're hard, because what Jake will do, Jake will try and like diminish you to the point where they don't want you to believe in what you believe in anymore. You know, you go out there, you know, ill-informed, man. You know, and it's like, you know, you go out before it's your time. You know, you can get twisted up by Jake out there, man. Jake know how to take the piss, you know, and things like that nature. So the Lord said, look, man, I'll give you a spirit that no matter how hard they come, you'll be hard, you know, in the spirit, man. You know, so that they ain't gonna be able to like throw you off, man. You know, go on.
9. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead for them. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks.
Yeah, fear them not, man, because again, Jake give you nasty looks, they give you threats, you know, they give, you know, we've had it all, man. We've had people throw eggs at us, we've had people spit at us, we've had people try and fight us, man. You know, people try and touch your equipment and stuff. You know, all of that happens, man.
Oh boy.
You know, people. I remember that area, man.
Yeah, now I wouldn't remember the flashing back, man.
Getting backed up on the wall, like. I remember one time there was like a crowd of like, I would say about like 150 people, just there, like. You know what I mean? In a Christian march, like literally, like about 200 people was there, man. Between 150 to 200 people just there, just shouting at like 8 guys.
Yep.
Like, you're wrong, you know.
Yep.
The devil's in you, all kind of crap, man. And then that riles up other demons, and the police come and all kind of shit. You know, but the reason we're able to stand our ground is because the Lord said it in the prophecy, man. Right. That He will make our forehead hard against theirs. So we're going to stand our ground in the spirit and not be moved, man.
Yeah.
And because we've had examples, unfortunately, we've had examples of people that they got moved because they weren't in the spirit of the Lord, man. Oh, my auntie saw me outside, you know, and then they packed it in or something, man. You know, remember that dude for like 1 week? That he was there for 1 week. He literally, you wouldn't remember him.
Skinny?
No, he was a bit, not skinny, like dark skinned Jake, man.
I think I remember
West
him.
Coast Jake.
Yeah, there was quite a few. There was a 16-year-old one as well.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him, yeah.
I
remember him. But this was like an older guy. But he was literally there for 1 week. He held signs for literally about 4 hours for 1 week. And the next week he came and he dipped out and said, oh, my auntie saw him.
I know.
His auntie saw him, and that was enough. You know?
That was our training though. The most I made, you know, he threw us in the deep end, if you like.
Straight away.
So he wanted to, you know, get roughed up and twisted and, you know, tossed around and have dealings with these people.
The Irish dude had the Bible in mind. Remember he had the crutch?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Swollen and shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
But the reason we're going is to prove the scriptures are true.
Yep.
And that, again, that shows what we're doing has to be the correct thing.
Yeah.
All right. You're not gonna what the pastors are doing in the church can't be the right thing. They're in the warm, cozy building. They got the pulpit, you know, the podium and the there and yes, and the mic. You know, hallelujah, sound team, turn me up a little bit more. You know, hallelujah, praise God. No, look, we ain't doing that, man. We're out here in the elements, man.
That's right.
Where you gotta lift up your voice, man. Ain't no sound team out here, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And there was a time. Remember the brother, and we had speakers.
Yeah.
And you know the days of speakers.
That's bullshit, man.
Right?
Yeah.
But then that guy, the Muslim.
Yeah.
No, there was a time we was at another place, not Brixton, And the Muslim guy, who's no longer a Muslim, became a Christian. He brought his speakers.
Oh, him, yeah,
and
yeah.
we even won that victory
Yeah,
because
oh, yeah.
his speakers started to malfunction. And,
Yeah.
and then one of the brothers who's no longer,
Yeah.
he went up to them and said, "What happened to yours?
Yeah.
We got God, you ain't got God with you."
Yeah, I remember,
That's
yeah.
why yours mash up.
I remember we used to call the dude Egghead, man. He was literally he had like, you know, Jake, man.
Yeah.
He had literally an Egghead, but 1 week he was a Seventh-day Adventist, the next week he was a Muslim. I remember that. He kept alternating, man. You know, the first week he came, you know, yes, Seventh-day Adventist. He came in a suit, remember, he came in a white man's suit, the
All
Bible
of
in
that.
his hand.
Yeah.
He goes, yes, and Ellen G. White is the final prophet of the Seventh-day Adventist church. And yes, no, you Hebrew, come to SDA church, come to SDA. The next week he came in a white gown. Bro, literally, bro, it took 7 days. 7 days, and he started changing his religion.
Yeah, he got messed up.
He got fucked in the head, man.
Yeah.
And then he took a break for like 3 months, and then
Yeah.
he came back again as a Christian, then he came back again as a Muslim. But he got messed up, and as the brother said, he had a speaker, his speaker weren't working no more.
Malfunction. After a while, he started to malfunction. And that's what I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, you know. I believe that was the straw.
Oh,
Because after
man.
that he started he was a bit hesitant and he didn't come for a little while.
Yeah.
And I think that's what did it.
Yeah.
Most I hit him, even though we was rough and raw and when he was rough around the edges.
Yeah, when we first,
we
we
paid.
broke, man. Because remember
You know?
remember in the Brixton,
Yeah.
by the town hall, when we had the speaker, and that Jake guy walked up, and he pulled out the plug.
Oh, that was another time.
Yeah, he put some Jake guy pulled out
Yep,
the plug,
yeah.
man. That was the biggest mistake he ever
Oh,
made.
yeah. That was on the Sunday. I don't think I was there.
Yeah. He came to the camp and he just walked up with that like Jake swag to him, and he just pulled it out. And because we got Bibles in our hands here, he thought that like we're church Christians, man. Oh brother, what you doing? Oh brother, you know. Nah, man, he pulled that cord out, man. And like, you know.
Yeah, brothers got busy.
You know, brothers got ain't gonna go into detail. Brothers got busy on his ass, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then you could see but it was spiritual because you could see like when he got up, you could see the fear of God in him, man.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect that. Whoa, he got up and fell over and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. There was we weren't gonna get into
We ain't
it
gonna get into it, but the point is,
there was a lot of
there's a
them.
lot of things that happen.
Yeah.
But it shows that the scriptures are true.
Yeah.
It shows that the Heavenly Father through His Son and the holy angels are with His true prophets, man.
Yeah.
The Lord willing, the Spirit stays on us, man. All praises to the Lord. Yahweh Hashem shall be praised, man. The Lord is with His men. And the reason why we're getting into it, because we're showing you now, man, the time is out there, which is now, that is known who are the true men of the Lord, man. Ain't nobody going to no fucking church, man. I was walking today, you got the Jehovah's Witness knocking on people's doors in my area, man. And I'm just walking down the road looking at them, and it's like, bro, like, you ain't getting nobody in them houses no more. You might, a Jehovah's Witness, they have to start packing it in soon. You know why? Because the days are evil. You might knock on the wrong door and get blown away, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
You might knock on the wrong door. You know, hey, brother, you know, I want 2 minutes of your time. Boom! You're gone. You know, ain't nobody trying to hear about no fucking Jehovah, man. You know, knocking on the door. Oh, can I give you a handout? You know, trying to give you the leaflet talking about Jesus and Jehovah. You know, brother, every Sunday we go to the Kingdom Hall, and nobody's listening to that, man. What does the scripture say? Wisdom crieth without on the streets, man. Right? You ain't knocking on people's doors. That's harassing people, man. You know, what kind of ministry method is that? No, think about it, man. What kind of ministry method is that? I'm in my house, man. Well, I'm in my fucking abode, right? The only place that I get peace and quiet. And you gotta come to my door, knocking it down in a suit. Talking about, and
Yeah. Some of them bang hard as well.
you know, do, and you walk down, hey man, you think it's a parcel coming, so maybe it's you order, oh shit, I've got the Jehovah's Witness, you know, how can I do for today? Oh, have you got 2 minutes to hear about the Jehovah? And you know, come on man, ain't no Jehovah knocking no door, man, you know, come on man. And then what they do as well, what they used to do in my area, you've mentioned it, they used to do it in my area as well back in the day. They'll get the sexy ass black bitch to come knocking on your door. They kind of, I think, you know better than me, but I personally think they take a mental record of the area. and who lives
they
where.
do. Yeah, they do. They have to.
They know who lives. They'll get an old person to go to an old person's house.
Yeah.
But then if they know it's like young residents in the house, man, they'll get the sexy women to go to your house. Why is it that like the old people target the old people's house?
They have a map.
And then I remember one, there was some fine ass like Ephraimite woman and like a fine ass Jake woman. Oh, hi brother, hi. And it's like, hey baby, hey, hi. You know, but then they start talking about, you gotta switch on real quick, like, oh shit, bro. Trying to pull you in with the curves of a woman, man.
There's man that used to chat to them to get the gal left. Sometimes very, very few. But I know when I left, when I was on my way in there, man used to tell me stories, don't go into there. My man used to always break down stories about the gal, man, the gal, not for them married to the, the Jake gal, man, married to the white man, because that's why the white man got it.
Yeah, of course, man.
Some of the coon nigger woman, they got it for that too.
Again, there ain't no white man looking Jehovah, man. He's looking for some gal with a back, man. That's what he's there for.
For the children.
Yeah, exactly. Let's read, man.
Yeah, so last one, I read it again in 9, says, have I made thy forehead? Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Yeah, so don't worry about their nasty looks, man. Don't worry about what they got to say. And what you're realizing now is that scoffers are quieting down.
Yep.
See, that scriptures, we've kind of like overcome that part.
Yeah.
You know, the point where, people, all these conspiracy theorists, they kind of get in their shine. Maybe the Israelites got a point. We kind of in the spirit of the Lord. Again, all praises, Lord willing, we enjoy, man. All praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but we kind of, for the most part, have overcome this part, man. Ain't nobody really scoffing on me. You know why they ain't scoffing? Because they're turning on the news and they're seeing 2nd Ezra 9 come to pass. They're turning on the news, they're seeing 2nd Ezra 15 and 16 come to pass, man. They're turning on the news and they're seeing Revelation, the 30th chapter come to pass, man. They're looking at all these chapters and they're saying, whoa, but the Bible has something to say about that. You know, the Bible, again, nobody looking for no Quran. Nobody looking for none of that, man. People are looking for the Holy Scriptures, man, and the correct breakdown of it, man. Okay? Go.
And there's another thing too, I've just looked up the article, maybe might get
she don't like that, she said it's quieting down, man.
The new COVID.
Crazy, man. Go on.
I'll just read a little bit of this article, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
It's in line with the prophecy. What to know about the JN1 variant of, the C-HIP19 variant. Goes on a little bit. I'll read a little bit. It says, a new variant of this, you say there's no more prophets. Yeah. You know what? A lot of them got deleted. You just say that. A lot of them got deleted late 2019, early 2020, March around then. And I've done a video on a lot of those, bodybuilders and all those, we call them powerlifters and bodybuilders. A lot of them got deleted too, man. Because they're not, most of the truth's out there, man. So there's no real, let me just read. The new variant of the virus that causes is called C-19, is rising to a prominence in the US as winter illness season approaches. Its peak JN1, that's what it's called, new one. Yet another dissident of Omicron. So the point, I'm making the point there. JN1 was first detected in the US in September, but spread slowly at first in recent weeks. However, it has accounted for a growing percentage of test samples sequences for labs afflicted with the US Centers for Disease Control and Preventing, some numbers there and all that, surpassing 20% during the 2-week period ending December by some projection. So basically they're pushing that. They say it started over in America, and I was watching the news last night and you got some physician looking professional, so-called, the physician or falsifier saying you must get it now. Now's that time, because when you go to hug your children around this time of the year, the festive time of the year, they need to be protected. And they're going to be running around spreading it. So they're ruthless.
Psalms 91 and 7. Psalms 91:7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. You know, so we're the brothers, you know, we got all kind of, you know, revamping of the C19 and all kind of things, man. You know, a lot of people drop dead, you know, years gone in with it. You know, more, because it says pestilences, not just one. There's going to be other outbreaks, man. But you know what? We have faith in the Lord that it's not going to come nigh our dwelling. You know, and guess what? Through the spirit and power of the Lord, we didn't take the fucking juice. And we're still here. They was talking, remember in the height of it, in the height of the C19, if you don't take it, you're putting yourself at much higher risk of dying and contracting the virus. Hold on a second. Bro, like, man got sick, yeah, boil some ginger. You know what I mean? Boil ginger, put your herbs together, man. Drink that, and you're good, bro.
Yep.
Man, you know what I mean? Because, look, did brothers get, let's be fair, did brothers get sick? Yeah. Whatever the fuck was going around, I know on 2 occasions I got it, man. And other brothers too. I remember when C19 first came out, man, I remember I was up in the buildings and I thought, man, this is it, man. You know? And then I got it like a year or 2 later again. But then you take the thing and in a couple of weeks, slowly you feel your body recover and you get better. And then you got people taking the juice, and they're the ones in the ICU units, man. With the oxygen mask on their face, you know. For what, the respirators, man. I remember I was working in the fucking hospital, man, during C19, man. You go in the I remember walking in the full equipment, you know, everything, man. The helmet on them. I remember walking in the ICU here, and you got people, all you're hearing is, whoa, whoa, and it's people, bed after bed, of people just gasping for their last breath, man. It sounds like a horse when you, whoa, because their lungs, people, I remember this dude, man, his lung was his, fucking hell, bro. His lung was on 22%. Imagine that, your lung capacity at 22%. Do you know how dangerous that is? For when you get to above 65 plus, they expect it to be between 75 to 85%. Fair enough, you're getting old. You start, you know what I mean? Your body starts wearing down. If you're between the ages of 25 to 49, they expect it to be between 85 and 94%. But here you have a guy here in his mid-50s, and his maximum lung capacity for oxygen intake was 22%. Bro, come on, man. That means you're what? That's,
oh yeah.
That means 78% of what you should be taking in is missing.
Yep. Yep.
You know how crazy that is?
Yep.
You're breathing at 78% reduced oxygen.
Damn.
Of course you're gonna fucking die, man. You're gonna be, that's what they sounded like. You know why? Because they were dying, man.
Yep. Yep.
And you know why they were dying? Because they were injecting. All the people that took it were the ones in the ICU.
Can't.
It was like a sacrifice, man. You go London, I was in London Bridge area, man. You had the fucking obelisk, you have the shard right there. On the left, you've got London Bridge private hospital. And then in the NHS, we couldn't handle the amount of patients coming through. We had to go and rent beds from the private hospital, man. And you know what, yeah? I'll tell you something, man. I went up in the London Bridge private hospital. That shit is futuristic, man. If you think you've seen good equipment, them man got equipment that looks like it's in
Space.
year 2065. Like them, bro, them people that get private healthcare, they're good, man. You know, but we had to like rent beds from London Bridge Hospital, and then they set up tents. Round the corner you have one of the university lecture halls. You know, you go around the back, you've got the other part, the older part of the hospital, and they're setting up white tents, yeah? And then you just see lines of like, from here all the way down there, of people just waiting for their appointment, to go in there and get stabbed up. It was a sacrifice, man. It was a fucking sacrifice. People in the line, just random people from all over London. Oh, so what time's your appointment, mate? Yeah, mine's at, 2:25, yeah. You know, and they're just walking in there and getting jabbed up. And then next week they're dead.
Yep, that's what happened to that bodybuilder. Some of the brothers know about him. Cedric McCunham. He said he was breathing. You mentioned 25%, but he said he couldn't breathe. He was only using 10% of his heart.
Oh, come on.
And
You're gone.
you mentioned sacrifice. So now, what they must have come to the conclusion with Black Skull, his sponsors, his corporate. The conclusion they must have come to is, you know, when you work for a company, a corporation, or sponsors, you have to get the juki jam. So they said, right, these people, they're all on that steroids. We just give them the juki jam. We can just tell the people, the public, it's the steroids that did it. And they was dropping on the stage, you know, with all that posing and all that. And they was just dropping on stage. That was a sweep of which I mentioned in the video. The Most High judged them, you know. So that back to what you're saying, man. The Most High judge. A lot of them were scoffers, man.
Yeah, a lot of them scoffers got.
Either indirectly or coming on the comment board.
Well, remember that video I put in the chat of that Edomite comedian woman? She was on stage talking about I got all the jabs and the booster, you know. Yeah, I got all the jabs. I got the booster, you know. I haven't caught it, you know. Clearly, Jesus loves me. And as soon as she said that, she started falling over. And then she fell over backwards, and they thought it was a part of the act. Until they realised, nah, man, this is just enough. You know? Imagine that mid-comedy act, boasting about all the stuff.
Yeah.
And as soon as she mentions clearly Jesus loves me, she falls over. Just kills over like that.
Nebuchadnezzar, two things come to mind. Prophecy came to mind. Belshazzar, the son of Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar when he was turned into a beast. Both of the times. As they were speaking it was in their mouth, both of the examples. We're going to start to see that more, man, because that's beautiful. When I heard that, you know, I said put it up because I wanted to. We're going to start to see things like that, because Moses said, yes, we all on this time. We've got to wait patiently. That's true. We have to be patient. Yeah, wait there upon me, Zephaniah 3 and 8, till I rise to the prayer. But there's going to be times you might just put up a prayer. You might just not be feeling right. Someone done you something, you might go home and just put up a little prayer, and next day, man, or the set time, and we're gonna have that kind of spiritual power. Oh, let me just relate this quickly. What's that guy? Pauline. Man, look at him. That was on the Most High's time. On our time, that was slow, but still, that was a matter of seconds where he got judged, man, making mockery of our elders and our apostles. Where is he now?
Get it in Daniel 4.
And that's almost like while it was in his mouth, while you're speaking on the topic in the spirit. Daniel 4, yeah?
Verse 6. Yeah, you got.
So reading in Daniel chapter 4 verse 6 says, therefore made I a decree to bring all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. Right, let me just, so I'll just touch on the top. All right, to get a bit of the content. Nebuchadnezzar in the king unto all the people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. So that's Nebuchadnezzar. So we get an idea. Yeah, and this is him speaking. Wherefore I made a decree to bring in all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. Then came in the magicians and the astrologers, the Chaldeans and the soothsayers, and I told the dream before them, but they did not make known unto me that interpretation. But at the last Daniel came in before me, whose name was Belshazzar. Yeah, his name. According to the name of my God, and in whom is the spirit of the holy God, and before him I told the dream. O Belshazzar, master of the magicians, because I know that the spirit of the holy gods is in thee, and no sacred trembleth troubleth thee, tell me the vision of my dream that I have seen and the interpretation thereof. Thus was the vision of mine in my bed, and I saw and behold a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. And the tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were furry, and the fruit thereof much, and it was meat for all the beasts of the field, and field had shadow under it, and the fowls of the heaven dwell in the bowl thereof, and all the flesh was fed of it. There's a massive tree where you can just get shelter from the sun. Just to give you a little of a picture. And I'm into my trees, man, in a big way. 13. And I saw in the vision of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and an holy one came down from heaven. He cried aloud and said, This, how down the tree, and cut off the branches, shake off the leaves, scatter his fruit, let the beasts get away from under it, and the fowls from his branches. Yes. Nevertheless, leave the shrub of his roots in it, the earth, even the band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beast in the grass of the earth. Let his heart be changed from man's, and let the beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter was the decree, the watchers of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the beasts of men.
Basis.
Oh. Yeah, the basis of men.
Yeah, so the Lord rules, man. And that's why you got to fear the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because you got rulers in the earth that think they're just there because they got it like that. No, Esau ain't got it like that. He's the basis of men. He's the stupidest of all nations.
Mm.
But the Lord had him. The Lord can make a person that's stupid naturally have a little bit of wisdom. The Lord said that without rising and dying. There it is. The Lord gave the stupidest of His creation wisdom to get into rulership for a short season. So who's to be feared? The man who got into power, or the person who gave them the power? Obviously the person who gave them the power, man. It's the Heavenly Father. You know, Esau never got up there by himself. He got put there so that it may be known, that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. The Lord can upgrade you, and the Lord can downgrade you, man. You know, he got made into a beast, man. You know.
Yeah.
His brain.
Could have gone to it.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah, because when he jumped down, because that gave us the picture. When he jumped down now to 30 of Daniel 4,
That's the part I want.
it gets to it. The king spoke and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power?
And again, we're talking about the last thing. When you think of Babylon, you got to think of an epicenter, a metropolis, like a hub, man, a hot spot.
Yeah.
You know, of a kingdom,
Right.
where everything was merged into one. You know, people like today, people think about like the ultimate holidays, like Dubai or something. You know, all the swimming pools, all kind of food, all kind of do this, do that. But Babylon was like the ancient Dubai, if you will. Like if you went there, it's like heaven.
Yeah.
It's the closest thing that people could liken onto heaven, man.
Yeah.
You know, so for you to be a dignitary in Babylon, you're a superstar. For you to be the king of Babylon, you're the ultimate superstar.
Right.
So for you to fall, imagine like some Saudi prince to start bugging out. Like you're gonna think like, whoa, or even like Prince William or whatever, man. If he starts bugging out, that's gonna be in the news. You know, oh, William had a breakdown because, you know,
It's gonna be like Wonderlight.
yeah, Wonderland. Yeah, whoa, looking at you in awe. So for him, for this, what we're about to really tap into him, it's no small thing. It's not like some idiot from somewhere around the corner, some nitty just bugging out, talking to himself. This is a high-profile person from a high-profile place, man.
Go on. Yeah. So if you think about hanging gardens and beautiful surroundings, if anybody's ever been to Kew Gardens or London Zoo, just like a little glimpse, small little glimpses of, you know, but even though it's on a higher level than that, you think about beautiful and the animals and all, what they call them, peacocks and all that, you know, them colourful birds and all that. So I read it again. 30, Daniel 4 and 30 says, and the king spoke and said, is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honour of my majesty? So you look back, you know, man looks back and says, yeah, I did that. If you've ever been into building or anybody's brother's ever been into like bricklaying and all that, or plastering, I've done that with a brother a little while back. You feel proud, you do look back there on a carnal level, that makes that's what he was doing. Yeah? 31, while the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee.
Yeah, so again, it shows you that rulership doesn't come from yourself. Rulership is given. You know? Again, even with us as Israelites, man, we ain't gonna give the kingdom to ourselves. You know, it's Yahweh that has to come and take this man down, and then we become joint heirs with him. Because if we could give ourselves the kingdom, then we would have done it already. So for the mere fact that we ain't done it already is a clear indicator we don't have the power to give anything. You know, we only have the grace to receive, man. As mere mortals, human beings, you can't really give yourself anything, man. It's all about what the Heavenly Father wants for you. You know? So the kingdom was taken from him. Read that verse again, brother.
Daniel 4:31 again. While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar. Boy, you can't, there's no debate in here, man. We're talking about scoffers. Most are just deleted scoffers, boom, on stage, they're big bodybuilders. And that's supposed to be a picture of health, isn't it? That's an example. That's like, there's a moral to the story, a picture of health. You've got the bigger, no one looks like me, no one as fit as healthy as me. Bam! On your foot, down flat on your face. That's let me read it from the top again. Daniel 4:31. While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee. Imagine the Moses just telling you. Shut the fuck up, right? Reading on. And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
7 times, so that's 7 years, man. For 7 years, he was fucked up. And that shows you that the Lord is way out there, man. You think about, like, you know, people think within boxes, man. That's slavery. You know, everyone's conditioned to think within a certain algorithm and box. And you can kind of, that's how Esau can predict what you're going to do, because he's put you in a box to make you think a certain way. When you're elevated, you know, when you're free, you kind of think outside of the box. So when you got the Most High, nobody can put the Most High in a box. So he's unpredictable. You never know what the Lord's going to do. So the Lord is way out there, man. The Lord said, as a punishment, for 7 times over, meaning for 7 years, I'm going to diminish your mental capability to that of a beast. Now, do animals have a level of intelligence? Yeah, they do. Do animals have memory? Yeah, they do. You know, there's that story of I don't know what she did. Some Edomite woman. She must have done something to an elephant. And maybe the elephant's family or something. But the elephant trampled on her or something, and then she died. And then the elephant came back to the funeral and fucked up the funeral because it remembered that
they say that they have the best, as animals, they have the best memory, elephants.
But they remember, the elephant remembered whatever she did, killed her, and then trashed the funeral. So they do have, you know what I mean?
That was the spirit of the Lord anyway.
Yep, got some kind of intelligence.
They got intelligence.
Yeah, and we ain't tapped into it yet, because remember, we only use, we only use 10% 1/10 of a 10 of our brains. So we know that they're intelligent, but to what extent? Because we ain't reached to our full extent yet.
Well, I mean, the animals,
they're
intelligent, but they're not on the level of a human.
No.
But they're still intelligent.
Yeah.
Like the dogs and stuff, they're intelligent. But the point is, even in their intelligence, humans have an edge over them.
Yeah.
So for him to be diminished to a beast, meaning that he lost the ability to think as an actual man. He's now in a beast state. A beast state is what? It doesn't regard dignity, dignity and its surroundings.
Hygiene and all that.
You know, if it wants to shit, it will shit. You know, dogs ain't concerned about, oh, let me go in private. No, dogs will just, you know, shit and piss wherever it needs to. Eat when it wants, lay down when it wants. You know, on that level, the Lord reduced him from the status of a man to a beast, man. How you not gonna fear the Lord? You know, his nails like claws. You know, he no longer speak. You know, because the scriptures speak about that. In the seventh part of the brain and the cogitation, the Lord giveth them speech. Animals don't speak like that. So he lost his speech. Now he's just grunting. You know, snorting like a pig or something. That's crazy, man. You know, the Lord did that to him, man.
And that's, now you put me into my, you know, trauma, because if anybody knows anything about trauma, collectively as a people, we suffer from, we got the same treatment as Nebuchadnezzar with trauma, because that messes you up, your speech. Now, you know, we don't know our own language, but to a certain extent, our intelligence has gone down lower. You know, trauma does that. Memory, you know, your body, the way your eye, hand, foot coordination is all gone down to we're on a lower vibration. But not to the extent of Nebuchadnezzar, but that's just a bigger example you can point to, that when you get too high, which that's what happened to us, we've been brought down to one of the elders, and a big fire. We've been brought down to we've been denounced from our dignity as a people. So our intelligence has gone lower, everything's gone lower, lower vibration, lower food,
because that's what he surrounds you with.
Yeah.
He puts low vibrational shit around you, then because what happens to the brain, right? The brain is like made to adapt. So when you're surrounded by low level intelligence or low level shit, vibrational shit, your brain starts to lose its capability. Yeah. That's why they say when you get older, you got like people doing like arithmetic or puzzles and stuff to keep the brain going, because when you diminish your environment, you're reducing your brain power to that.
Yeah.
But if you expose yourself to, you know, higher level things, then it's like working out. When you expose yourself to higher level things, your brain has to adapt to higher level thinking.
High level, right?
But then when you're exposed to low level things, you lose that. As they say, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with the brain. So what Esau does is he puts you around low level shit.
Yeah.
So
you can't achieve.
So the 1/10 or the 10th that you do have, even that is on the lower spectrum. You know, it's like having a phone. The phone is fully charged.
Yeah.
But then when the phone goes low, it's you know, the screen goes dark, certain functions may not work.
Yeah.
And I was talking with the brother in the car about it, man. You have a car with petrol or diesel, whatever. The performance of the car is better when there's more petrol in it. When you've got a fuller tank. You know, you start driving a low tank, right? The car starts dragging, you know, it's all rough, because the performance goes down. Esau provides a world where you're on 2% battery in your mental brain. He provides a world, I'm just giving examples, he provides a world where if you're driving a car, you're on the red tank, you know. He provides the most low level of shit so that he can have people as slaves and not thinkers. What did he say? What's his name? I read it yesterday. Was it Rothschild? He said, I want a nation of workers, not thinkers, man.
I think it might be the Rockefeller.
One of them anyway. One of them. He said that I want a society of workers and not thinkers. And that's what the school system is. The school system essentially is not homing in on your God-given gifts and capabilities and making you productive as a thinker. It makes you a good worker, man. You know, how I'm going to tell you a bunch of information and I want you to sit down for 2 hours in an exam and regurgitate it to the best of your ability. How I want you to say it. And then that is the same algorithm they use in the workplace. How well can you do this job? You go to these interviews are bullshit, man. It's bullshit. And it's so stupid. The people interviewing you, the interviewee, and the interviewer and the interviewee both know it's bullshit. But you have to go through the legal procedures. Yeah, so what can you offer to the company? Yeah, well, I'm studious and I have attention to detail, and because I love this industry, and then the interviewers there, taking okay, yeah. Well, your interview process 2 weeks, I'll get the hearing, yeah. Bro, you know it's bullshit, and I know. You just want me to say the right thing.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with exams. I remember doing exams in school. I'd say the thing, I'll say it properly, right? If you want me to say, Bobby crossed the road and went into the park, yeah? I'll write down, Bobby crossed the road, he waited at the traffic light, he crossed the road, and he entered the park. But if one word is out of place, what markers do? I've seen it, man. They have a marking criteria, and there's certain words they want. So even if you explain that Bobby crossed the road and went into the park, if the sentence is written the wrong way, he misses a mark.
Yep.
It shows you that they're creating slaves. I want you to write it exactly like this. I want you to say it I want you, so when it's time to get your ass in the office for 9 a.m. and listen to your supervisor, it's yes, boss, 3 bags full, boss. They don't want thinkers, they just want fucking workers. They want slaves. That's all they want, man. So putting your mind on that low level vibration, it not only affects your work life, it affects your spiritual and family life. Now you're treating your people on a low level vibration. What are you looking at me for? What? Yeah. Now you got niggas stabbing each other. Low vibration. Yeah. Okay? Low vibration. You tell a nigga, get in the kitchen and cook some food. Nah, man, I want chicken and chips instead every single day. Low vibration. The food low vibrational. The way you treat people low vibrational. Okay? Do you believe in the Most High? Yeah. I'm a Muslim. Low vibration. Jake has been programmed in every direction he turns, every dimension. You look up, you look diagonal, you look down, you look left, you look right, you look good. It's just darkness and low vibrational shit. Hold Isaiah 60. Read that and then hold Isaiah, not Isaiah 60, 58.
Isaiah 58.
58, I believe. Is it arise, shine, for that light has come? Yeah. Is that 60 or that's 60? 60, yeah, the water, yeah, 60. Yeah, because, hey, shit, man. Look, the point is, you ain't gonna get out of that low vibrational shit without Yahweh shine, man. And that's why you've had people that tried who? You've had Dr. York, you've had Martin Luther King, he was an insider anyway, another batty man. You've had Malcolm X, you've had all these other dudes. You had Nat Turner, all these people that tried to elevate our people from that low vibrational shit. Now, why did it not work? Because it wasn't the true way. It wasn't the true light. The only way we're gonna elevate from a low vibrational lifestyle is through Yahweh shine. Man, read that, bro.
Yeah, man. Isaiah 60 from the top. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the light shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Yeah, arise and shine, for our light has come, man. Meaning the low vibrational, we went through it. Yep. Low vibrational in food, yep. Low vibrational in spirituality, low vibrational in your finances, low vibrational in your mentality, yep. And your mindset. Low vibrational socially, your eyes shall be evil. Everything about Israel is just low fucking vibrational. But how do you change that? How did that happen? It comes by the arising. Yeah. Alright? Because the light has come. The light is who? The light is Yahweh Shai. Yeah. So without Yahweh Shai, we're fucked, man. So you got people like Elder was saying last week, man. The Lord needs to come. It's a simple point. Yahweh Shai needs to come back. You got people, I can do it my way, and you got, what's his name? Dr. Umar Johnson, and the black woman and the black pound, and our people need to do this, and the black man needs to love the black. Look, man, the black man loving the so-called black woman ain't gonna change our people, man.
Oh, you talking about Kevin Samuels?
You got Kevin Samuels, you got Dr. Umar, You know,
Black Panther.
Black Panther kind of like Pan-African.
Pan-African, that's it.
Bro,
Pan-African.
look, man, as if that is gonna be the salvation of our people, man. You can have all the black couples you want. Guess what? Esau's still up in the mix. That rising is only gonna happen through the Lord Yahushua, man.
Yeah.
Read that verse again. That's a heavy verse, man.
Read it again. Isaiah 60:1 again. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
The glory of the Lord being risen upon us as a people, aka coming out of that low vibrational thing, is the glory of the Lord is Yahushua, man. The glory of the Heavenly Father is His Son. This is my Son in whom I'm well pleased. Colossians chapter 3, all right? Who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. The revealing of Yahushua is the light, man. The light has come, all right? That's why when the Lord was born, what happened? You had angels come down, man. Angels came down and started singing, man. Imagine that. You talk about Christmas. Well, hold on a second. If you want to deal with the birth of the Messiah, that was very miraculous, man. You know, you had angels come down, man, and they was there when the baby was when Yahushua was born as a baby. Angels came down and was singing praises to the Heavenly Father. You had the wise men came and they gave their gifts, man. Why was that such a glorious event? Because the light had entered the world, man. Now there's hope. You want to talk about fucking Christmas and Santa? You know, you talk about dark bullshit, man. It's Yahushua, man. Light came into the world when the Messiah was born. That's why
Because it's ghastly, bro.
what's his name?
Yeah, I told
The holy man Simeon. When he saw Joseph bring Yahushua into the temple to get circumcised, he asked to hold the baby, and he said, "Now I have seen the consolation of Israel, man. Now I can die." Basically, he said, "Lord, you can kill me now, man." Because he was always up in age, man. Because we were waiting for the light. We were waiting for a change, man. When you're fucked and through, you're hopeless. You're just looking, look, man, we need a change, man. And Simeon saw that change in the form of Yahushua as a baby, man. I have seen the consolation of Israel. Now I can go to the Lord in peace, man.
You know what, Betty?
The consolation of Israel is Yahushua, man.
You can get some,
the changing from a low vibrational state is Yahushua, man. The rising, the coming out of darkness is Yahushua, man. That's why he said, "I am the light of the world, man."
Yeah.
The light unto Israel is Yahushua.
All right, okay. You have a picture of it to show me?
Arise, shine, for thy light has come. The Lord has come, man. And this is why we're happy and we're hopeful, man. Because Lord willing, we have the Messiah, man. In us. I will be in you and you in me. This is a dark world, man. You got people doing dark shit in a dark world. But yet you have people that have the light. There's more in that chapter. Yeah, keep reading.
This is right.
Reading on, 2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the light shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Yeah,
So it's down saying,
It should be.
It's down here. It's not down here.
Like I said,
dark, the men that are in the light, we don't see a happy time. You know, all this glitz and the glamour, and these people walking up and down. They look dead to us. They've got darkness on them. You know, we could be courteous, but you know, I'm just making a point. This is all darkness what we see. This is the darkness we're talking about here. Yeah, darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Okay.
Spirit, man, in us. Living is a living. We spoke about last week. A live wire, lively. Yeah, contrary to this world. 3, and the Gentiles shall come to thee, the light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. Man, we're starting to get. Anyway, this is.
Let's talk. That's the prophecy talking about in the kingdom, and the Gentiles are going to come unto us.
Yeah.
You see, because right now the scriptures say they shall narrowly look upon thee, man. Esau's gonna get, well, not gonna. Esau's being exposed for the demon and the devil that he is. Alright? So after Esau, who's up next? Moab, according to this world. But then you've got the likes of 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 9. Alright? Esau's the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So when Esau goes down, we're gonna have Jacob that rises up. And when Jacob rises up into power, the world is gonna see the power of Israel, which is really the power of Yahweh's life, right? And they're gonna essentially draw onto us. After some time, they're gonna draw onto us and realize, oh shit.
Also, it doesn't mean
These guys, they should have come into power
fuck this
before.
shit. You keep going. Like you may say that inside, but you just keep
And then after that, go back to
Alright. Yeah, this is in Malachi 4 from the top. It says, behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, ye and all they that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Read it.
That's talking about the nukes.
Yeah. Here's the point though. 2. It says, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as the calves of the stool. So yeah, man, when we know that, let's say the ice cream man, let's say it wasn't ice cream, it was coming with herbs though. That just come in my head. And he was coming and say, yeah, whatever you got, whatever ailment you got, I've got it. That's how it is. This is what it is now with this word. You know, this is the word that brings us that. Let me read on. And ye shall go forth and grow up as a calf of the stool, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the sole of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. So that's the point. The healing. It's that. Yeah. Back to you.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Alright, go back to Isaiah 60 and read on, yeah, from 3. And the Gentiles shall come to the light, and the kings to brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes around about, and see all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side.
Yeah, so read that again to that.
4 again. Lift up thine eyes around about, and see all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged. Oh, I like that, enlarged. Yeah, but in the right way. Because one of those I keep mentioning them bodybuilders, they keep dying, man. Dying of an enlarged heart. But that,
all that damn steroid they took.
yeah.
All the years.
And symbolically, Nebuchadnezzar, he had an enlarged heart in wickedness though, on the left hand side. So it's very symbolic. The Most High judged them for being proud, man. Back to, making that point. So, but we're going to have an enlarged heart now. Let me just carry on reading. Enlarged because of the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. Read on.
Meaning that they're gonna give us, when they set up in their land, they're gonna give us productivity. They're gonna, they're gonna be sorted out. That's what's gonna be, man. So at the end of the day, none of that happens without the light. So it must needs be that Yahweh Shai comes back. Reading is it Acts chapter 1? The last couple of verses.
I'll go to Acts, yeah?
Acts 1.
Acts 1. in Acts chapter 1 from the top, yeah?
Yeah.
From the top says, the former
No, start from verse 8. Verse 8.
Acts 1 and 8. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the utmost parts of the earth. And when he had spoken these things, while behold, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
That's talking about chariots. Chariot came and beamed up Yahweh. Yeah.
Reading on. And when he had spoken these things, while they behold, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sights. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel.
Which was angels. 2 angels appeared unto them. Because they were starstruck looking, all that.
Starstruck, yeah.
They saw the chariot clearly, hovering over them. They saw the tractor beam come down, beam up Yahweh Shai. He spoke those final words to them. And then they were going up, man. So he was going up. And they saw it open, the Lord, until he couldn't see no more. So they were just there in awe, like, oh shit, what's going on type of thing. And then 2 angels appeared to them, and they were the angels.
Yeah. 11. Which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up unto heaven? This same Yahushua, Christians call him Jesus, Yahushua, which is taken up from you unto heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go unto heaven.
Yeah, so that proves the point, man. That proves the point that Yahushua, right, Yahushua was taken, but the angels reassured them and reconfirm unto them that he's coming back. And again, the arising for our light has come. It means that what? He's come the first time and he's going to come the second time to deliver us. Man. And with that deliverance comes the fulfillment of the light. Now, because we're living and walking in the light spiritually, but physically we're still in this demonic and dark world. In the world and not of the world. But on his second appearing, alright, it's going to be what? Unto life. Get Colossians 3 and 4. The appearing of Yahweh Shai is the appearing of life and life eternal. Man. That's the truth. That's when we're going to walk in the fullness of his light. There's no going to be no, oh well, we have the light, but we're in this, demonic world and we got to work and all kind of stupid shit and, come out here in the highways and the byways and, simulating in this world. No, we're gonna be the real us, man. Ain't no half stepping, man. In Esau's world, you gotta play by his rules. You gotta talk how he talks. You gotta do the things he does to get along in the workplace, to keep a job, man. You just talk the way Jake talks, and they're intimidated by that. You gotta knock the bass out your voice. You stand confidently as an Israel. We're confident people, man. You just stand confident. They start doing all of that. Yep. They get all intimidated. When you talk to the boss, you gotta put your shoulders up. Oh yeah.
Put your head down like this.
That's demonic, man. You approach your boss here, and you gotta do all of that stuff. And that shows you. I'm into body language, man. A lot of body language. A lot of body languages. It's just like much hasn't changed from the cotton fields, man. When Master comes around, it's Master, Master, okay, Master. The 2 steps backwards, because you can't turn your back directly at a white man. So when you're talking to him, you've got to take 2 steps backwards and then turn around. It's the same. It's the same thing in the office today. I guarantee you, go on YouTube and look at interview or office etiquette. It's never turn your back when you're leaving the door. Always walk backwards and then turn when you're leaving. That's considered office etiquette. So you mean to tell me, talking to an Edomite in the office here, okay, boss. That's slavery, man. That's slavery, bro. You know, the shackles around your neck. Certain jobs, they start getting onto you if you don't have the lanyard around you. Why do you think that is? We need to identify members of staff. No, it's a form of slavery, man. Yeah, you're owned by this corporation. From 9 to 5, you're a slave to us. So you need to have that shackle on. It's all psychological, man. Imagine that, man. You're in a world where you gotta have your shoulders up in the air and your head forward and your eyes down as a sign of respect. God.
Psalm
And
60.
then after that,
Yeah,
God. Yeah.
Psalm 62 and 4 says, Thou only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Yeah, so that casting down, that's the casting down. It's a training, a drilling into you day in and day out. I mentioned about the trauma from slavery, from the post, the trauma, the generation curse from that. But it's still, as you say, it's still being it's still the curriculum today. Which are since I left the Christian church, I'm pretty sure my chest has come up a little bit.
You got to have your shoulders in the air, man. I mean, come on, man.
Subconsciously, though, without realizing. Oh, and you must smile. I don't know if they said it in the book, but in the Christian church, you got to be smart. You know, we're going to street witnessing with the suitcase and street witnessing, knock on the door. Cheesy, fucking cheesy, smiling on people. You don't even feel like it, man. So that's all part. Anyway, so I'll read that again. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Here's the point. My soul wait, though, only upon Yahweh, for my expectation is from him.
So the Lord is going to take us, he's going to deliver us from this bullshit, man. You got to wear them stupid ass corporate clothing, man. Shoulders up.
Phallic symbol.
Shoulders up, head forward, eyes down. Yes, boss.
Yeah.
The house is going to change that, man.
That's right.
You're going to change that, bro. You know what I'm saying, man? You got 15-minute breaks. You got half. That's bullshit. You know, by the time you turn your head around in 15 minutes, you're back at the office. Half an hour breaks. Come on, man. Bro.
I had a big.
And this is meant to be life. This is meant to, for a salary.
Programming.
Programming. Where's we at with that last one? I want to say something, man.
The other one?
Yeah, the other
this one again.
Yeah.
Psalm 62.
No, the other one. Bobby Kashan, man. Come on, man. That don't make sense.
And 5?
Yeah.
My soul wait, thou only upon God or Yahweh. My expectation is from him.
Yeah. Our expectations from the Lord to change this shit, man. Think about it, man. And you're talking about trauma. A lot of it has to do with trauma, and continued induced trauma brings anxiety, man. Sometimes your heart's just racing. You don't even know what's going on. Your heart's racing, and you're just there because, Tim at the job, Tim had you backed up because you didn't do something right. You know what I mean? And you just,
some things it could be around because you just see the people you're around.
the people you're around, man, you're just backed up by like random people, like.
We're gonna get better, man.
Read that verse again, Brother Sherman.
My soul wait thou only upon Yahweh, for my expectation is from him.
Yeah, so our expectation is from the Lord Jehovah Hashem Yahushai to change it around, bro.
He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved.
See, our defense is in the Lord. This is why we don't get depressed about like this world. I mean, it's vexing as fuck. What he's talking about, it's vexing, but we don't get too pressed about it because at the end of the day, we know that the Yahushua is coming back. Our expectation is on him.
So how you been anyway?
When your Yahushua comes back, there is no more 9 to 5. There is no more Oyster cars. There is no more jobs. The former things are done away with, man. Doesn't the Bible say that, man? He shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, man. All the hardships you got to go through is finished, man. Because he's done away with it, man. A changing of worlds. A true changing of worlds, man. I can't stand this place, man.
Can't.
You got, bro, what the fuck, man? You shoulders up, you know, head down, eyes down. Yes, boss. Yeah. And you know that it's a guy that's stupider and weaker than you, but because he's white and he's got the opportunity to lord it over you, he's fucking lording it over you. Man, you got women in jobs telling you what to do. Equal opportunity, so a lot of managers are fucking eaten by women now. You know, because they can't even do the shit you're doing. But they're telling you what to do.
Yep.
And want to be criticizing you and telling you that you're wrong, man. I can't stand this place, man. It's fucking wicked, man. Read, man.
Yeah. Reading on. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. In Yahweh is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength.
Drop that. Get Psalm 27.
And my refuge is in Yahweh.
Yeah,
What's the other one?
it's Psalm 27 from the top. Our refuge is in the Lord. What's a refuge? A refuge is a place you go to when you're in trouble, man. You know? A safe haven, man. Our refuge is in the Lord. Alright? So how the fuck can you not have his name? How? It don't make sense. We've got the name of the Lord. End the story. We got the truth. We believe. What we're on, that's the truth, man. End the story. Okay, what else is there? If it ain't this, what else is this?
That's fine.
Psalm 27.
Yeah,
from
the top. A psalm of David, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is my
Yeah, slow it down. Read it again.
You alright? How are you? Not bad, not bad.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?
So amidst all of this nonsense, we don't have to be afraid of anyone, man. And yes, vexing and we get pissed off by it. But if you ask us, are we scared? The answer is no, you're up. Yeah, we don't have to be scared of anything, man. You know why? Because the Lord is the light of our salvation. We know that in this dark world, there's an alternative coming. And the next alternative is the everlasting alternative. We're not gonna, you got that stupid doctrine, after 1,000 years the Edomites will come. No. When your house shall come back, is peace forevermore. The Lord is our strength and the light of our salvation. Go on.
Reading on. When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes came upon me to eat of my flesh, they stumbled and fell.
Now read from verse 1.
From the top again.
Yeah.
A psalm of David, the Lord is my light and my salvation.
Yeah.
Whom shall I fear?
So there's no, for the mere fact we know that our power, alright, is our light and our salvation, who we got to be afraid of? There's nothing to be afraid of, man. That's why when a pilot asked, he asked the Lord, he goes, you speak of a kingdom, are you a king? He goes, I am. He says, do you know that I have the power to have you crucified? He says, you would have no power over me except it were given you from above. That's the same attitude we have when we have to be out here day to day. Edomites running around, telling you what to do and do this, do that, go here, me and we were talking about it, man. Our experiences of driving and getting pulled over by the cops, man, for no reason. Just because you're black and in a car, you're getting whoop, whoop, the sirens go in, you're getting pulled over. At the end of the day, we just play his game. We're not really scared of him. You know why? Because we know our God, man. Of whom shall I fear? Look, man, this truth takes away that victim mentality. I'm just an old black man and I'm a victim and life's so hard and you hear them sayings of your parents, which is true. But then they say it instead of being a victim, man. You gotta work twice as hard, son. Yeah, okay. But they're saying it to make you be more of a slave. Because really, in their mind, they've got something to prove to the white man.
Yep.
Yes, son, you gotta work twice as hard and you gotta you gotta build his level. It's like, I grew up getting fucking indoctrinated with that shit, man. You gotta work twice as hard. You know, he's your enemy, but you know you have to be like. Well, I don't want to be like my enemy. You got your parents telling you be like him. You know, you got to talk like him, and then it's, come on, man. And you see where they're coming from because they ain't got the truth. They never had the truth. No. You get where your parents are coming from. They want the best for you. But then when you come into the truth, it takes that victim mentality away from you. Meaning that, hold on a second, as Elder Rakal was in the video, we are smarter than this man. We're not stupid, man.
That's right.
We're very smart people. We're strong people. We're intellectual, man. All you got to do is apply yourself. Esau wants to tell you no, 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 no at every given opportunity that you can't do this and you can't do that. You know, you can't. Fuck the can't mentality. What does Philippians chapter 4 verse 13 say? I can do all things through Yahweh Shai who strengtheneth you. So with the Lord, with the Lord on our side, man. Bro, as they say, the sky's the limit, man. What can you not do? That's what Judah likes to say, that what can our God not do? God can do our God, our power, Yahweh, which is his name, and Yahweh Shai is the son's name. Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, we can do everything, man.
In our lower state,
We can do everything, man. Yahweh Shai never said, look, the scriptures were written for a reason, man. He never said you can do some things, or when I feel like help, no, I can do all things, man. That can't, and you're talking about the low vibrational shit. That's satanic, man. That the devil is so much in your head, he ain't even got to be around you. He's programmed your head to make you doubt yourself. So anything you go for is, no, I can't go for that. I'm not good enough. Oh, no. Your whole life is surrounded with telling yourself no. What kind of lifestyle is that, man?
The spirit of doubt.
The spirit of doubt. Everything you do, you're second guessing yourself, man. When you look at Jake, right, you got a point, but when you look at Jake, again, body language. Especially in England, man, Jake has a unsure of themselves body language, man. You know, you know, like, again, the shoulders up, the head down, the
Hunchback of Notre Dame look.
What are you doing, man? You know, you at the fucking you be at the train station, right? And you see Edomites, they'll take out the phone, they'll tap the phone, they're going straight through, right? You see a Jake at the train station, he's doing all of this.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Why are you rocking back and forth?
I'm sure it's but see,
it's a trauma.
But see, this is the thing, like you just mentioned, with our power can do all things. And our people, they don't have their own power. So that's the reason why they feel powerless.
And at the bus stop as well. You
Yeah,
know,
with the shoulders shrunk together. Yeah.
to get on the bus, bro. But it shows you it's a power struggle, but it's a mindset thing. The devil, and you know why? Because the devil got to your mum and your dad, and their mum and their dad, and their mum and their dad. So now it's a generational thing. Esau don't need to tell you shit. You got your parents telling you ain't shit, and you're never gonna make it in a white man's world. You see, the as Ariel was talking about, trauma and anxiety, it runs deep from slavery. The trauma and anxiety runs deep, and the only reason that we're out of it is because the light has come. Yahweh Shai, that's the only reason. That's why we walk different and we think different. Yahweh Shai said it, we've become the new man. A man must be born again. Without being born again, you're going to be doing all the rocking back and forward, you know, second guessing whether to tap the oyster. What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Get on the fucking bus, man. Even that's why Jake have the most car crashes. Because as a driver, you have to be assertive. You have to be committed. When you're at a roundabout, you have to be committed to that turn. Once you're on the round, Jake will be like, oh, you'll see a white man in the car, they'll slam on the brakes. Now you've crashed. Why slam on the brakes for, bro? What? It's a white man in a nice car, so all of a sudden you have to stop. No, it's your turn to go.
But see, this is the thing, though. Like just going back to what I was saying, Jake don't know their power. Jake don't have no kind of connection to anything. So the only thing that you connect to as a people is this system entirely. That's the only thing that Jake really got. Right? But see, with us, like you mentioned, we look different, we walk different, and we're comfortable. Why? Because we came out of the world, and we don't look at the world like this is the end all be all. We look at this world, you know, as a means to an end. You know, it's just a society that came to an existence due to prophecy. That's how we look at it. But Jake, overall, they don't know anything outside of the world. All they know is this world. So of course, you know, they're gonna be subservient to the powers that be of the world. That's all they recognize. You know what I mean? And just like you mentioned, you know, your parents, your grandparents taught you how to conduct yourself out here, and that is to base the spiritual to the enemy. Like, where is that God? Is that in God is anywhere? You know? So, but right now we're in a different period of time where, you know, you got another generation that's come up out of that kind of mentality. You know, because we're pretty much heading out of captivity. This is the end. We're pretty much at the end of this goddamn place, man. Tell you the truth, you know what I mean? Like, you see what's going on economically and all of that, man. Like, I was watching the video, right? And you know, people down here, man, they're losing. They're getting evicted. You know, they're in different various shelters and shit like that. It's crazy, right? And it was even saying that even in America, and as well as down here too, that somewhere around 2024, probably in the early stages, we may even witness the crash of our lives. Because the debt bubble has been growing and growing. So eventually that bubble is going to burst in house and home. You know? So it's just, again, it means that we're approaching a new world, which is going to be our world. You know? Go on, brother. Anyone could get it.
Real quick. Psalms 82:6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are the sons of the Most High.
Yeah, and that's what we're coming back to. We're coming back to the knowledge that we are the sons of the Most High. We're not just niggas. We're not just blacks. We're not just African Caribbeans or African Americans. That ain't the titles that we going with or we trust in. We've renounced all of them fucking titles. We going with the title is that we are the sons of the living God. Hence we call ourselves the children of Israel. Right? So with that kind of title, now you're taking on a different frequency.
Yeah.
A higher frequency at that, because it's the truth. Okay? But when you're taking on these titles that the enemy gave us, you're pretty much putting yourself in a subservient position. Because you're taking on his titles. Now you're playing his games, and when you play somebody else's games, man, you get fucked over. You know? But we're playing the game of the Most High, man.
Yeah.
Which really, that's what we should have been doing, because the Most High is the glory of Israel. All right? Which were the true Israel. Go on, brother. What you got?
Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Right.
Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
And it says, arise ye. So what does it mean to arise? Meaning to be quickened.
Yeah.
So when you get into this truth, man, when you first hear this truth, you're what? You receive it and run with joy.
Yeah.
So now you're rising out. You're rising above the world that you see. So with that mentality now you don't look at this world as the what is it? The only way. Oh, this is just the way of life. No, there's an other way of life. There's a better way of life for our people. And it's through this truth. And through this truth, we're gonna see the better life physically. We're gonna see the kingdom. Go on, brother.
When you have the mentality that this is your rest, or this is your abode, this is where you're going to be forever. That's the mentality of these people. They're trying to make something out of nothing. They have a mentality that we have the mentality that we're just passing through. So we're breezing through, and this is not our rest.
Just
So
like it mentions in we as pilgrims, as it is on earth.
So a lot of these people, they book Christianity, which I've been in, a lot of them are bogged down in life. Their life is just bogged them down. And if something ain't working, they must find another way to be bogged down. They have to be bogged down with something which is a weight on their shoulder. Like, for example, Christmas coming around, people get bogged down with, oh, I must do this, I must do that, I must buy friends. And it's all a burden upon them. They're putting burdens upon them. So we know that we don't give a fuck about it. Even that mentality I had even when I was a dog, I don't give a fuck. I hope it goes quick. That was the same way with the kingdom. I hope it goes quick. Christmas and all that, I hope it goes quick. The quicker it goes, the better I feel. So we're only passing through, man. You know, just like someone gets a sentence for life and they know they're getting life and they're going to get a death sentence at the end of it. That's when they really start to feel the time slow down. We don't give a shit about it. We're only passing through.
They had that advert years ago where they had like people from different nations, and the advert goes, they all like got their arms around each other, and they go, yeah, this is our world. And I'm thinking to myself, no, it's not our world, it's your world, man. You know, the scripture says that, man. This world is for many, but the world to come for few, man. You know, Yahweh said that, I am not of this world. You know, you got the masses, yeah, our world, all inclusivity is all bullshit, man. As the, you know, we ain't got nothing to do with this place.
And just like you mentioned about the workspace, man, I mean, like, you know it ain't your work because look who you gotta clench your neck to. Look who you gotta bow down to. See, you know, I mean, like, so that's just all BS, man. We have a world to come. The world to come is the kingdom of heaven, man.
The worst one I've ever had, Salaki Elder, in the office, is some Edomite, some scrawny Edomite bitch, suffering from period pain cramps. She's bending over in pain, telling me what to do, but in some authoritative way. It's like, bro,
That's pathetic, man. It's plain
and this is
pathetic.
the world we got to deal with. You know, well, can I read this again?
Here you go.
Psalms 82:6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the sons of the Most High.
Yeah, and that's just the point. So despite all of this nonsense we gotta put up with, right? We're overcoming it. Whether you gotta deal with bullshit ass people at the job, or whether you gotta deal with your family members that's full of shit too, whatever it is that you think is become a you know, an annoyance to you, you overcome it. Sometimes it could even be your damn self, man. You could be an annoyance to your goddamn self. You know what I mean? But we overcome it because we're in the spirit of knowing that we're the sons of the living power. Because we're Israelites. Go on, brother. You see.
John chapter 16, verse 33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation.
Right.
But be of good cheer.
Right, exactly.
I have overcome the world.
Beautiful. And that's how Shai speaking. So he said, what? You're in the world, and in this world you're going to have tribulation. Roughly paraphrasing, he just read there. But be of good cheer. Because eventually, guess what? We know what's coming for us. We know what the Father in heaven has in store for us. So all we got to do is just go through the motions. Don't trust in the authorization. That's the only thing you got to do. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier before, see, 2/3 of Israel, they don't have this knowledge. So if they don't have this knowledge, they only see what they can see. They only believe in what they can see. This is the end all be all for the majority of the people. And that's why everybody wants to save the world. They want to get behind a lot of protesters and everything and have this hope and this idea that maybe the world could go back to its old days. But nah, that's not the case. The case is the fact that what we've been saying for years is going to come. And most of this stuff is already happening already. All right? So that's the case. But let me just put it more better. We're in the world. We've been saying this for ages. Now we're seeing the economy, we're seeing the state of the people, moralistically, everything's down and out. And just like you mentioned, brother, earlier before, we don't see a lot of scoffers and scorners. You know, just talking shit on the comic books. We don't see that anymore. Why? Because they're seeing everything what we've been telling them. Go on, brother, you got it.
I was just going to add a point about us not being of the world. You know, at this particular time of year, you hear a lot of these songs on the radio, like, what is that? Be the world. That one, you know, let them know it's Christmas time. Now that song, right, that came out in the 80s when I was a little boy, and you got these celebrities up there talking about, basically, how do they know it's Christmas time in Africa and shit?
Oh, let them know
Yeah,
it's
let them know it's
Christmas
time. And, you know, basically, what I'm trying to say is these all use
Free the
these
world.
celebrities to push this vibration of, oh, we've all got to come together, we've all got to take a stand and be one united people, which goes back to Genesis 11, I believe, the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
But I mean, and they don't. But these celebrities don't even believe in what they're seeing. Like, for example, what was that other song by Michael Jackson with "Heal the World"?
Yeah.
We are the world, we are the
We are the
people.
children,
Yeah, so Esau basically uses these celebrity singers to push this vibration to make people think, yeah, we've all got to come together. But if you look at people, if you just take a look at people in the street, nobody's together.
No.
You're living in a house where you've got Ishmaelites on one side, Elamites on the next side, and Moabites across the road. How can we ever come together? Because we're not going to worship their gods, and they're not going to come and worship Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. So basically, this system is like, just as the prophecy said, what is it, the feet of the statue, miry clay mixed with iron. This society can't stay strong because it's already weak. It's only going to get weaker and weaker as time goes on. But my point is that if they really wanted to feed the world, Don't you think that they could have sent enough food to the starving children in Africa? That's not what the elites want. The elites want people to be down and out, impoverished, starving, so that they can rule them better. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, and that's really the truth, because what they really need to uphold this lousy society is they need more. They need an abundance of slaves on deck. So this is the programming, and there's only a select few that can get up in them higher seats. And what I come to realize as well, man, I was talking about this, among one of my relatives, man, and basically, you only really have a few families that run and control everything among Amalek. The world is basically a family business that they run, with just all slaves in it. So to keep everybody in a slave kind of attitude, put bullshit music out there, put chemicals inside your foods, put chemicals inside of your, the lotions that people use, even the soap, and that's gonna keep you at a low frequency. And as well as if that don't work, let's just inject them with the jiggly jabs. Let's go that far, right? To the point where people just don't even feel like even getting about that. So you ain't gonna worry about having to see your slaves fighting. But the point, I want to get back to the point of the matter though, is that everything that these devils have done is not working, because you have an election that's in the nation of Israel that are rising out of all of that and declaring the truth to their face that you're pretty much at the end, and we're the Israelites returning back to our nationality. So when you got that going on, now you gotta consider that there's a new world coming. All right? There's something that's going to give, because really, technically, we as a people, we've been down and out for too long, and they've made sure that we stayed down and out. They programmed us, they taught us everything that we know, but none of the schools taught us that, oh yeah, well you're an Israelite, you're a descendant of the people of the Bible. No one's taught us this. So how the fuck did these Negroes get this information? How the hell did we get this information? Well, it's because it's by divine intervention on a spiritual level. Yeah.
The spiritual software update that Esau wasn't aware of came to the elect.
That's what's happening. So now that we've got that software, what do we need Esau software for? Fuck out of here with that, man. Go on, brother. We're in a time where this society is falling apart, man. And we're in a time where the house of David is being built back up simultaneously. That's the time we get. Go on, brother.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of mine enemies.
Yeah, and that's what happened, man, back in the day. Some brothers came in the 20th century. Some of us came in the 21st century. And we heard our apostles giving the word, the way that they gave the word, taught us everything that we needed to know of the Spirit. And now, we're telling our enemies what the deal is. Now, we're not going down to our enemies with bats and guns and weapons of destruction. We're telling them through the Bible, through the spirit of the power of Yahweh Bashmi al-Shah, which is our spiritual weapon, that y'all are going to pay for everything that y'all do, and y'all are going to lose everything and get the kingdom. Okay? Go on, brother.
And it says, thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over.
Right, and that's the knowledge. Now we have an abundance of this knowledge. Like it reads in the book of John 7, 38, that whoso believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, shall living water. Exactly. Water, brother. So we have an abundance of what we need to know about what we are and who we are, right? And as well as what everything is. That's the benefit of knowing the Bible. When you know the Bible as an Israelite man, now you have all of the gaps covered. Now you know what life is about, you know what you're about, you know what your purpose is. So whatever nonsense that the devil tries to tell you, guess what? You're going to look right through. You ain't even going to consider his words. You're not like, it's just, bro, it's like it's his life. Whatever he got to say. You working and you just doing your thing. You just pretending, you Clark Kenting it. And that's as far as it goes. But most of the people that you work around, they don't know shit. And the boss don't know shit. And you know that their time is about the fall. So you have the upper hand.
Go on, bro. Even when you Clark Kent it in the workplace, they still can see there's something different
Yep.
about you. They feel attacked by it.
Yeah.
You know, I've had my old manager said to me, I can't work you out.
Or you can't figure
I
it out.
can't work you out. He's like,
Yeah.
you know, we know why, man. Lord willing. But even like, you know, other brothers have said it. Even like your encounters with Edomites in general, man. Because there's a dull, it's a demonic spirit. They can see when a nigga's tapped in to their bullshit. But when you're enlightened, it's like they feel intimidated by it. Because as we said earlier, you know, you walk different, you think different, you
Yeah,
carry
that's true.
yourself different,
Yeah.
and that alone is enough. Ooh, this one's different.
Yeah. It's like, have you guys seen that film They Live with Roddy Piper? Roddy Piper, when he
Yes, I've
gets the
seen it.
glasses.
Yep. And he sees everything.
Yeah, when he walks into the shop and he's got the glasses and he sees the people for what they are, he sees the truth. You've got one who picks up the phone and she's like, we've got one who can see. That's how they feel about Jake, who's not tapped into their bullshit. You know, one who's, because basically when you're enlightened, you're above whatever they're throwing at you.
Yep.
So then they're realizing, hang on a minute, all the snares and traps and pitfalls that we've tried to set for this guy, he's avoided them, so we've got to do something else.
Yeah.
I've got a precept there, if I may, just back to the download spiritual thing. How did the elect get this truth? Amos 3 verse 7, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
Right, and you know you could do, brother, give me 2 Corinthians 2. 2 Corinthians, no, it's 1 Corinthians 2 and 11, where it reads, what is it? Be not ignorant of anything.
Great matter or small.
A small matter, but that's an apocryphal. But I'm also, no, that's cool, because I was wrong when I quoted that. That's not in that scripture, but it says that to be not ignorant of Satan's devices. So because we know all things, I'm mixing the two scriptures together, right? But because we know all things and we know the Bible because of all of that, now we're not at a disadvantage. We have an advantage, and that's just to add on what you're saying. So whatever Esau is throwing at us, whatever pitfalls that he has prepared and ready, we can see all of those pitfalls. We can see beyond. Okay, so that's, again, this is the reason why we're in a greater situation than the rest of our people. That's why we ain't walking around like a bunch of slaves with our heads tucked into our shoulders and stuff like that. Sure of ourselves. All right, because our power has opened our minds up and placed this software, like you said, brother, in our mind. Now we see everything. Now we see so much now that some of us can even read people.
Yeah.
You can walk down the street and look at people in their face, man, and you can see what they're going through. It's on them kind of levels now. Go on, brother. Whoever got it. You got a precept, right? Whoever can read what we call for. Okay.
2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices.
We're not ignorant of anything that Satan has to do. When I say Satan, I'm talking about the so-called white people. I'm talking about these Amalekites, the so-called J-double-O's. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about some the spiritual being Satan. Nah, we ain't talking about that. We talking about that too, but we're talking about his children as well. So we got the upper hand. We have the over advantage over him.
Yeah.
So we have the advantage over him. We can see over his eyes. And guess what? We can overcome him.
Yeah.
Because you can only do something based on what you can see to do. Like the saying goes, seeing is believing, right? So because we're overseeing him with this knowledge, we can overcome him. All right, go on, brother.
Just a quick one, because you were mentioning, Jake, that are walking around looking like they're broken with rounded shoulders and no self-esteem.
And got their neck tucked into their shoulders.
Yeah.
Fucking chin tucked in your chest.
Looking like, what's that guy's name, the one who just died? Henry Kissinger.
Yeah.
Just sitting in the chair like that. But yeah, the reason why we're not like that is because we can lift up our heads, because the scripture says in Luke 21:28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Right. So that's our hope. It's lucky they don't have that.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we look up, what are we looking up to as well? We're looking up to our power in heaven. We know that there's a greater power. There's no power in this world. Now of course, you have powers that be. But again, like you said, brother, I remember what you said. We should be more in fear of the Most High, because he was the one that gave them the power. All right? So that's the power that we look up to. So again, when you don't have the knowledge and this understanding, you look at this world as the end all be all, and you're gonna look at the powers that be of this world as the end all be all.
Yeah, appreciate
So
it.
when we look above that and we see our power for who he is, guess what? Now we have someone to fall back on. Go on, brother.
Yeah. Psalm 60 and 11 says, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of men.
Right.
12, through God we shall do valiantly,
Right.
for he it is that shall tread down our enemies.
Right. It is he is that shall tread down our enemies. Remember now, doesn't it read in the book of Jeremiah 51, it says, and we shall thou break the nations. And it mentions how we're going to break them down. So our power source is the Heavenly Father. Our power source is a man.
Yeah.
Scripture says, cursed be he that trusteth in man that maketh his arm his, what is it, maketh his flesh his arms. Right? And that's the rest of these people. That's even including our people. Go on, brother.
Psalms 121, verse 1. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the
Right,
Lord,
exactly. I will
which
lift up-
made heaven and earth.
Yes, like you, brother. As you read where it reads, I shall lift up my head to the hills. Right? So
Right.
you ain't looking down anymore. You ain't in that
Yeah.
spirit of looking down. When you looking
Defeated spirit.
down, right? When you
Yeah.
got that defeated kind of mentality, man, guess what? How you gonna overcome?
Because when you see if boxing or any kind of martial arts or any kind of MMA, when they go in the ring, most of them they have that I'm ready for whatever's gonna be thrown at me. But the one who loses, he comes out like that.
Yeah, before the fight even started. So he already lost the battle. So you can't listen. You can't win.
The one who wins, he comes out.
with the head down.
I'm the man.
Go on, brother.
That's it then, that's it.
But in righteousness.
Read the whole thing, but his head was...
Right. Psalms 121 again. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord,
Right.
which made heaven and earth.
Yeah.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Yeah. So when David made that statement, he was basically letting you know who his power is, man. And as well as we've reverted back to who we are. Because see, like you got a lot of our people that wake up to this truth. And they figure, well, yeah, I'm an Israelite now. Cool. But what's the purpose of an Israelite? The purpose of an Israelite is not just to, come out in these streets and to proclaim the word of the Lord. Okay, that's one part of it. But the true part of being an Israelite man is keeping the traditions of the Heavenly Father, and fearing the Lord, and showcasing what he's all about. That's the whole purpose of being an Israelite man. Now, if you was to ask all of these members in these different Israelite camps, what does it mean to be an Israelite? They would have somewhat of a hard time to answer that question to themselves.
To wear the fringes.
Exactly. But
yeah.
what does the fringes represent? To keeping the law.
7 women.
Right. Oh yeah. Exactly. You know. I mean, that's a part of it, but the main purpose of it is to uphold the ways of the Lord, to acknowledge Him, and to also reflect His presence. Go on, brother.
I will not suffer, which means allow. So the Lord will not allow thy foot to be moved.
No.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Right. And when you do all of this stuff, what is it? You know, reverting back to the Most High, you know that there's a higher power. Okay. You know. Okay. This. You know, rather than you knowing that there's a high, okay, since you know, I'm going to say the correct thing. Show them. Yes, coach, scare me. Yeah, so knowing that you have a higher power, what are you supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be keeping the laws and the commandments to please that higher power. And that's what it means to be an Israelite. All right? So that's what we got to focus on and do. Not taking hiatuses or breaks or whatever, right? We got to go all the way into this thing. Go on, brother.
Verse 5. My Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Right, the Lord is our shade upon the right hand. So we don't, again, we can trust in His power. This is a power that He sleeps no slumber. So He's the power that's going to be able to keep us, man. So now let's just say we turn from that and we put our trust in His government, which men are fickle, which means, to be given to change. Oh yeah, the scriptures also says that too. What is it? Cleave not unto a man that's given to change. That's man in heaven. right? And most of the times, men can't even uphold themselves. All right, so we don't want to trust in that. We want to trust in the power that has no no beginning, no end. Go on, brother.
The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night.
No.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
Right, and that's where the salvation is going to come in. That's why he's going to send his son back, Yahweh Shai, which he's going to be the right hand of the Father in heaven, delivering us. So we got to please our power in order for us to be saved throughout this time of destruction. Go on, brother.
He shall preserve thy soul. One more verse. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in.
Yeah.
From this time forth, even forevermore.
Right, even forevermore. Exactly. So that's all we need right there. Go on, brother. Read that. We're just going to read this verse.
It's the book of James, chapter 1, verse 17.
Exactly what I was going to bring up.
The Spirit. The Spirit. The Spirit is working today.
It says, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights,
Right.
with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning.
Yeah, exactly. The Lord ain't going to be changing anything. As it is written, what is it? The Lord changeth not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So there's no variableness to the doctrine that we have. The Lord ain't going to change and flip the script that he already written down. He's going to play to the script. All right? This is the Heavenly Father we're talking about. A man that is also, of course, the most high power, but guess what? This power is so disciplined that he's going to stick with his words.
That's right.
So in that, he's going to fulfill the covenants. And a part of that, we're going to get the kingdom. Go on, brother.
The fact that the Most High, there's no variableness in him, that's ultimate masculinity. Because a feminine spirit is given to change.
Yes.
Which is why in the law, I believe when a woman makes a vow, her father was able to disannul the vow. But if you look back in the ancient world, when a man gave his word, that was a firm thing.
Right.
Not like today's world where people say, oh yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that, and they break their word. That would have been seen in the ancient world as a big, how do you say, a shame for you to go back on your word or not do what you said you would do. So that's masculinity, holding fast to your word.
Yeah. And you know what too, and I just remembered now, the reason why who was reading? Yeah, you was reading, bro. The reason why you read that, because I mentioned the Lord, what is it? The Lord is the Lord doesn't change, but there was another reason why you read that. The reason why you read that, because the Lord, he's what is it? He's not gonna what? Undo what he said. I'd say we'll read it again and recap my story.
James chapter 1, verse 17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning.
Yeah, the Lord ain't gonna change and go backwards and forwards and slumber and sleep and be what is it? You know, be wavering like that. Nah, the Lord ain't gonna be doing all that. The
Wishy-washy.
Lord is a power of perfection, and he's gonna obey his word all the way and out. So we already know without a shadow of a doubt that this place is gonna be destroyed, because this place is also mentioned in prophecy too. Okay? Like, people would like to believe that are of this world, they would like to believe that that's not the case, but it's very believable. Okay, America, which is known as the great, Babylon the Great, which is going to be destroyed, is mentioned in there. So if it's mentioned in there, then guess what? What's going to happen to the place? It tells you in the Bible what's going to happen to the place. And it's going, rightly so, it's going to be destroyed. All right? And that's why when you have, Salaki, brother, that's why when you have all of these signs and stuff like that, and it leads to certain events, we don't really get bugged the fuck out. Why? Because we expected it to come. When we see the uproars of the people because of what's going on in Palestine or what's going on in whatever part of the world, we don't get spooked out about it, because that's written in books. And it's happening in this empire, this world going on.
Okay, appreciate
I'm just going to add to the elder's point that it's never going to happen, obviously, because according to prophecy. But let's just say, like, everyone in America became good and started following the law, statutes, commandments. The Lord will still have to destroy it, because he said so.
Absolutely.
He said he wouldn't just, the Lord ain't going to change his word. Obviously, he won't, precept.
Well, just like Naaman, was it It was Nineveh.
Nineveh, oh,
right?
yeah, Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah was pissed off because the place wasn't going to be destroyed at this time. But obviously, eventually it did get destroyed. Although the people were good, but prophecy played out. Now, it didn't play out when he expected it, but it happened.
Case in point, another example of Nineveh, Jeremiah, chapter 50, 49, 50 and 51. The destruction of Babylon wasn't for them. It's for now.
But it's for now. Yeah.
Ariel, you had something.
Yeah,
Got one.
yeah, this is in Isaiah 55:11 says, For so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing where it I sent it.
Yeah. And again, what's written in the Bible prophecy is that this place is mentioned that is going to be destroyed. And the Lord ain't going to take back his word. It's essential to know this. All right? And as well as being that we know this, this is a beautiful thing that we know this. And as well as not only we know it, but we see it playing out. We see the economy. You got top economists that are saying that 2024 is going to be a year of that great collapse where the bubble is going to burst. So what I want to do is I want to go into some articles that I have here. Right?
Yeah, the UK is up right now.
No, we'll talk about that then.
Yeah, with the economics and that, yo, man, UK is true. It's true. Put it in the bin. Because they said that in 2024, we've had flatline GDP growth. Essentially, it means
That's bad.
the economy is not growing.
Yeah.
And when the economy is not growing, it means people aren't making, what they're making is essentially a facade. It's just figures on an account, but really and truly the substance, you see, because you can have figures, but you need substance behind it.
Yeah.
Like and that's what shows you that real money is gold, silver, and cattle, and land.
And sometimes it could be people.
And people as well, slaves as well. When you read like the likes of our forefather Abraham and Lot, they numbered their wealth. 500 sheep or whatever the case. They were able to number it, man. But when you've just got numbers and nothing backing it, it's just a number, man. So when you check the flatline growth for the last 5 years of the UK, they've said that since 2018, the economy hasn't grown, man. And guess what? We always say it. The UK is the financial hub of this man's beast system, man. So, as Elder Apostle Tahar said, England is going to be tested first with the chip. Before the Abkeo should come to mind. That means they're engineering the crash of this economy so that they can implement the chip here first.
Yeah.
But for them to do that, they have to crash the economy.
Because remember, Great Britain is the financial district.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for the market, the market, to be installed here first, and then all around the world. But yeah, what they're saying as well is that even homelessness is soaring to record high in America. So people are getting kicked out of their houses because they can't afford to upkeep the rent or whatever bills that they have to pretty much pay for. So when you got people getting kicked out of their houses, then that pretty much tells you again that the economy is in a bad situation. We know the word economy means. It means house management, right? So if people are getting kicked out of their house, then what's going on a global scale? What's going on international scale? And even down here in the UK, like he was going into, I saw the live lesson he did on how they have people in the shelters and everything, primarily Jake. People are feeling it, man. So something is going to give, something is going to happen in this current state, in this economy, to where the shit's going to collapse. It's going to collapse. And we've been talking a lot, and this is another thing, we've been speaking about a lot of things, but we've been speaking about all of what we've been saying for years. That's just the thing, right? So I'm going to read a little bit of this, and we're going to get some more scriptures. So this reads, homelessness soars to record high in America. Homelessness has risen sharply in the U.S. with a report from the House and Urban Development indicating that around 653,000 people were homeless, the highest number on record. Inflation combined with the end of the PD era, protection against evictions, were the key culprit identified in the HOD reports. Another major factor noted in the report was the housing supply crunch. Annual 2023 point in time count, which measures homelessness on a single night, on January 2023 showed a 12% rise in homelessness, or by 70,650 individuals. Where am I now? Yeah, compared to the year earlier, this sent the total to down. God dog. 653,104 homeless people, in the highest since the agency launched the point-in-time gauge in 2007. So that's, again, it's pretty much jumped almost 10 times more. So people are getting kicked out their houses. You know, and also even down here in the UK too, the same thing. You got people living in pretty much set up cardboard boxes, tents and all that. It's getting crazy, man, out here because people can't afford it. Because you got two things going on, and the thing with the dollar as well. I want to mention the thing with the dollar has been so severe because you got all of these nations that are leaving the dollar, formulating bricks. And then you also got the printing of the money, which they've been doing it ever since the crash of the wave. You had niggas like Ben Bernanke, right? That was responsible for the condition of the money. So, and plus, America also, when you look at the debt cloud, it's almost approaching $34 trillion in debt. And I believe it's about for every American citizen they owe. What is it, $250,000-$300,000? That's madness, man. That's ridiculous. So the minute you're born here on this planet Earth, you're obliged to pay that debt off. That's ridiculous. You're going, bro.
That shows that this man needs to come out of rulership. The scripture says it in the book of Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the face of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is it? Because the scriptures speak about the year of release. You're meant to forgive debts on every 7 years, I believe. Yeah. And then you have the 7th time, the 7th year, on the 49th year is a major release. And then the law even gets into it. Like, let's say it's year number 6 here, and somebody asks to borrow money from you. You can't say no because you know next year is the year. You still have to give it to him, and you have to eat it. Well, look, man, the brother needed help. I've lent him the money, and it so happens that next year is the year of release. You don't have to pay me back. You're still helping your brother out, man, and the Lord will bless you for that. But then, as the elder said, you're born into debt, man. From the moment that you sent that birth certificate becomes live, and your name printed in all caps, right? You're born into debt,
right?
I mean, how do you even have a chance in life when you've got a debt-based system?
And bro, you ain't even walking and talking.
You're just dead. You know what I mean? You know, the midwives take you out of your mum. You know, they go weigh you, they clean you up. You literally just came out, man.
Came out the womb.
As soon as you come out, you're in debt.
That's unjust.
If I may add to your point, Iran, even on top of that, when a child gets to a certain age, like school, college, university age, they have to take out student loans. So then they incur even more debt before many of them even started their full-time job. Now what you have is a lot of people who took out these loans to get like law degrees or whatever it is they got, but then they don't even get a job in the field which they studied for, but yet they're still expected to pay back that debt. And Esau's not writing it off after 7 years.
Yes, I'm going to read a little bit more on this, because this is a lot, so I ain't going to read all of this. So this reads on Anne Olivia, the CEO of the National Alliance to End Homelessness, said in a statement, the sharpest rise in homelessness was among people and families with children, and this measure rose by 15.5%. And it's funny because I was talking about this earlier before, when he was in the park, right? We outside of the park now. You have, a lot of, especially, a lot of single mothers is raising children, man. A lot of them are getting evicted. You got some of them that are raising like 2 to 3 or even more children, right? And there's only so much that they can really pretty much put up with and do. So a lot of these mothers are getting kicked out of the house, talking about, and these were the same women that was talking all this yang about, oh yeah, well, you know, I don't need no man, I can do it by myself, this and that, third, you know. But now they finding out that a man is very well needed in this time. You know, I mean, you got women that will you know, turn you down because you ain't like, especially in America. You know, you got black women that you know, that will you know, get with a guy if he pays for you know, her groceries.
Yep.
That's what's going on right now because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
And then you got a lot of black women that's going in these stores and they're selling shit that's going on.
Yeah, you know, like back in the day, if you took a woman on a date, it's like a good gesture if you buy her flowers.
Yeah.
There's actually, I've seen it this week, Spirit said that. Now they're saying, instead of buying them flowers, you got to pay 1 month's rent.
Yep.
As if that's like a complex. No, come on.
Yeah, because you know, they can't afford the standard of living.
Don't buy me flowers, pay my rent. Crazy.
Because they can't afford it, man. And the thing about these women today, especially the women of our nation, Keisha. When I talk about Keisha, I'm talking about all of the tribes, but primarily, you know, Keisha.
Oh, you know, that brings back to my mind the song by Destiny's Child, Bills. You know, can you pay my bills, telephone bills? Yeah. I don't think you do, so you know through. Yeah.
Women, from when I was coming up, even in the 90s, with women that have their boyfriends and they have their sugar daddies, they used to tell me, where is he buying me flowers for? I can't eat flowers. So women, although on the surface they say, yeah, romantic, what is it, what's that romantic business? What's that romantic thing that comes up once a year?
Valentine's Day.
I'm not romantic and all that. But yeah, when that comes around, then they say, yeah, he's gonna buy me, you know, sugar daddies. Women who I used to know had sugar daddies. And they used to say, why are you buying me flowers for? I can't eat flowers. What's he doing that for? And I'll be sitting there and they'll be talking to the big man on the phone. So I'll be listening and I'll be getting, you know, downloading all what women are really like. They don't really like men that buy them. They would accept them, but they don't really respect the men that buy them.
Yeah, but when you know what though, with guys like that, they just use them, man. They use them for financial survival. Because, you know, I mean, let's just keep it real. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of them are just struggling out here, man. If an average individual ain't doing it out here, and an average biatch ain't doing it out here, let's keep it real, especially the ones with kids. And it's spiritual because, you know, the women just walk past us now. She's like she's struggling too. You know what I mean? So it's real out here, man. And a lot of people realize thinking that feminism stuff ain't winning. You got a lot of them talking about it. Because the pressures, because we're in the time of pressure, financial pressure now. Go on, brother.
Talking about that fucking Valentine's Day when you give flowers, those after a while those roses wither away, isn't it? It perishes, yeah?
Roses don't last forever.
Never does last forever.
And so does the relationship. As always.
That's right. John 6 verse 27. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life.
Because your woman really should be the truth. This is what's going to really get you the way you need to get to. And once you get to where you need to get to, then you can dibble and dabble with women, man. But we ain't gonna be dibble and dabbling women in the kingdom. We're gonna have like real women. We're gonna have women that's gonna obey the authority, and they're gonna be pleased to play their position, just like how they were back in the 40s, back in the 1950s, right? And that's why they're miserable as you see, because they're not in their right state of mind, and they're not in a good position. You know, so it's just like with anything. I mean, let's just say you take anything out of its natural state, it's gonna become miserable, man. Because that's not what it's supposed to be doing. Even the men that get in these relationships, they're miserable in sin too. Because a lot of these guys are playing the backseat position. You know, you see these guys pushing prams and stuff like that. And the woman's walking right in front of him. So even he's miserable. Right? But in the kingdom, everything's going to revert back to what he's doing. To what it should be. Excuse me, going with
Yeah. John 6 verse 27 again. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life.
Yeah, which is this truth. That's why we got to be more focused on this truth. Now, we may get We may get into other stuff because you know Israel is the form of all things. So we get into everything. But the main thing we got to get into is this truth, which is the most important thing. Because without this, man, we ain't nothing. And without this, we're going to get destroyed. We want to be saved. We want to get delivered. We want to creep more closer and closer to Yahweh Shai and be like him so that when he comes back, he can see his reflection and grant us salvation.
As it ends here.
Go on, brother.
Which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have the Lord our power, the Father sealed.
Right, exactly. For him, the Most High have what is it? Read that again.
Which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have the Lord our power, the Father sealed.
Which is the elect. So we're sealed in the Father, we're sealed in his knowledge. So we're supposed to labor for the meat that don't perish, which is what? The kingdom. That's the good, which the term meat means good. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do right there on this article here, man. I'm going to see if I can get one of you brothers to read this. For me instead. I'm going to send this to the chat. Yeah, this is the one I was trying to look for when I was sitting over there. But yeah, you brothers got to be precepts. Bring them out. And then what you can also do, get someone get Ecclesiastes 7, where it reads that how does it go? It says that is the end of the thing in the beginning of it. So someone get that.
I've got something else.
Keep going, bro.
Hebrews 13 verse 14. For here have we no continuing city,
Right.
but we seek one to come.
But we seek one to come. And that's, again, the kingdom of heaven. That's the only thing that really matters. And this is why we stress the name of the Lord, and we know and we understand that Yahweh Shai has to come back. That name has to be solidified on this earth. And that name is going to bring us to the kingdom. Because anything outside of that don't make any damn sense. This world is just is full of irritation. This world stresses you the hell out. And nothing really works right in this world for us. This world is habitating our habitat.
Yeah,
So it's just a stressful thing. But guess what? In that, we're sons of God, and we're the Israelites, and we gonna overcome them. Go on, brother.
Let me finish it. By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise unto the Lord our power continually.
Continually. And this is what we're doing over here. So when we do the work, we're pretty much showing the Lord's praises. Excuse me, let me reiterate what I was saying. When we come out here and we do this work, we're praising the Most High. We're showing the world the strangeness of the Heavenly Father. But either and or all, we're showing the Heavenly Father in the eyes of the people, as Israelite men are supposed to be doing. Not going off kilter, but going all the way and demonstrating the Heavenly Father's will. Okay? Go on, brother.
That is the fruit of our lips, giving
Right.
thanks to his name.
Right, giving thanks to his name. So how do you give thanks to his name if you don't know the name, Nate? The boy's in purple. And then you got these guys talking about, oh yeah, we can call him any kind of name you want. No, you can't call your power any kind of name you want to call it. That's bullshit. That's like saying, well, I can call you any name. I think I should call you. Like the average person, if you talk, okay, you meet someone in the street, or even when you're dealing with a woman, right? And a woman tell you her name, and you say, well, I don't have to call you that. I can call you another name, right? She's gonna look at you sideways like, what do you mean? Like, that's my name. And that's a man. That's a woman. So how much more the Most High? Go on, bro.
This is in Exodus chapter 20 and verse 7. It says, thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy God in vain.
And that's what you do. Go on.
For Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Yeah, so you're going to have to pay for that. That's why you got to take care of it. Because that's a serious thing. When you take the Lord's name in vain, you just call him whatever you want to call him. You're going to be held to that. And it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. The scripture says that we have to fear him. So if you just saying whatever you want to say about his name, or you can call him whatever you want to call him, there's no fit. But the Lord is going to show why you must fear him. At the very end, if you continue on with your foolishness. Go on, bro.
I just had a further point. I took that from Exodus 20 and verse 7. And Exodus 20 is what goes into, I believe, the 10 Commandments.
Yes, it does.
So that's one of the commandments, that you should not take the Lord's name in vain. So they're clearly going off by doing that.
Yeah. And that's the greatest commandment, because, and I'll say that because the scripture says not to worship any other God. So what makes it worse is when you amalgamate another name or another God or another spirit in front of the actual name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that's a terrible move. Like, I wouldn't want to be that guy, man. To be putting out names that have no meaning, or they do have a meaning, is to do with some demonicness to them on the left-hand side, and then you amalgamating it with the Lord. Nah, man, like that's not something you want to do, right? And that's why the scripture says, "This world you can't predict now, seven." All right.
That's like trying to mix something unclean with something pure.
Thank you, brother.
I'm going to just say a little leaven, never lift the whole lump.
No. Well, you know, no, read the one that I had. I tell you what, you get the time. You get Matthew 7. If you know what it is, they that see you all along.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8, and it says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Yeah.
And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
We're waiting very patiently to see the ending of this place. Like, we want the ending of this place to come, like, right now, this minute, this second. But obviously it's not in our power. So we gotta be patient. You know? But I wanna read this though, just to speak on this topic here a little bit.
Matthew chapter 7, start at verse 21 says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, which really should say, how shall shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many
Right.
will.
But they that do, no, that's all right. But they that do the will of my Father which is in heaven. And the part of doing the Heavenly Father's will is by exalting his name and to give the correct name. So when you're saying, oh, well, you can call him whatever you want to call him, that's not the will of the Father. That's nowhere in the will of the Father. So you going right off kilter when you do that bullshit, man, and you putting yourself in a very dangerous situation. Because the Lord don't play no games, man. Like you mentioned, brother, in life. Like, why would you want to fuck with a power that wrote everything down, that ordained everything, bro? Somebody said that equivalent. Like, why would you, like, you can't, like, bro, you can't do that, man. Like, even with men. Like, you at the job or whatever, you respect the boss, right? Because you know, okay, if I respect the boss and I do the best that I can do at the job, I'm going to keep my job, and as well as I might get promoted. I might get a better payment. So how much more the Most High? Because he's the one that got your life. He's the one that determines your life and your death. So you messing with that, and that's why I'm a particular brother, and I see not to be demeaning to the church because of a particular brother. But I'm just going to put that out there just to make an example. Just to give an example that you don't fuck with the Most High, man. Because if you fuck with the Most High, man, somebody in that camp of yours can get fucked up over that shit. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is a terrible power. When you look up the word Almighty in the book of Genesis, the word is Al-Shaji, which means terrible demon-like power. So why would you want to mess with a power like that? As a matter of fact, we need to be as much of as a goddamn slave to this power as possible, so that we don't be on the left hand side of this power. As I'm going to quote it again, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
Right.
So this thing is serious, man. And that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate, brother. That's the ultimate way of being an Israelite man, is to fear the Lord. Know what he's made out of. Know what he can do to you. And in you knowing that you keep the laws and you keep the commandments, man, to the best of your ability, not on some bullshit telling people to keep the commandments, but you lining up your bed, you lining up your headline. Come on, man. It's locked, brother. Go on.
It says, Matthew 7 and 22, many shall say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name?
Right.
And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name have done many wonderful works.
Right, because you got guys that know the name of the Lord. They'll shout the name out when it's the right time to shout the name out, but when it comes time for them to actually say the name and be serious with the name, they don't say it because they have an agenda. Right? So just because you know the name of the Lord, I don't mean you're going to make it. There's going to be those that do the will of the Father in heaven. And to remind ourselves that we're doing the Father's will, every time we start a lesson or we go live, what do? We give all praises and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Shah. And that's the name that we solidify and we stand on. Okay? And then we say it correctly. That's the name that solidifies our faith in Him. You know, we ain't out here calling Allahu Akbar. We ain't on that bullshit. We saying Yahweh B'Shem Shah. That's the name of the heavens, man. Okay, that's the name that's going to give us salvation. So why would you muddy up that name, define that name? Come on, man, you gotta have demons on it.
Yeah, so remember last week that dude that drove past.
That's what I was about to say.
He ran down the window. Allahu Akbar. He's expecting a response. He got aired. No response, bro.
One more verse. It says, and then will I profess unto them, depart from me, I never knew you.
Right.
Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Right. Depart from me, O ye that work iniquity, man. And all of these guys, that's all they do on a regular. They just build on iniquity. They're not, you know, they don't have the mindset of, well, you know what? I think we're going off, man. I think we gotta change the doctrine to that which is what, you know, what the outer apostles is teaching. And the thing of it is, too, it came out already that, you know, Bishop Daniel was sort of apostle of Horror anyway. You know? So that's just the thing. And it's not even we can just look at that, but everybody in Israel knows that Great Millstone is gotta correct. Now we're not perfect. We're not trying to exalt ourselves here. But it's just the truth. Somebody gotta have the truth. And the way that we giving out the truth, man, like you look at Great Millstone brothers in GMS. We're diligent on this thing. You got brothers making videos every day. Some of us, you know, are making videos every 2 days, but we're diligent. Our work speaks for itself. So everybody knows, man. Everybody has to know who has it and who don't got it.
If I could just say this, you know, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, right? And
the righteous run into it and see.
Thank you. And look at our head apostle, the apostle Har. He's the one that helped us with the name, right? Taught us the name. And he's still going strong same way. You know, Lord willing, you see? Still going strong same way.
Yeah. And the apostles are of the age too.
Thank you.
But I say all that to say this is the fact that everybody knows what the truth is, but they're not teaching.
If I may just add to Ahab's point, sometimes the answer's in the scripture itself. He quoted the scripture, it says, Psalms 9, the name of the Lord is a strong tower and the righteous run into it and are safe. It literally tells you that the righteous are going to run into that tower. So the unrighteous aren't going to run into that tower. So the unrighteous aren't going to be declaring the name.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee put it.
Appreciate.
I say
So Colossians chapter 3 and 2 says, set your affection on the things above, not on the things on the earth.
Yeah, not on the things of the earth. This earth. Now the earth will always remain here forever and ever. But it's talking about this world, this eon, this age. It's going to perish. And we're seeing the signs of all of this stuff. From article to article, you can see that very clearly.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the people, they're struggling. They're looking for a way out. Bro, like if this is your world, you don't need to look for a way out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm saying that to say this because people trust in the world. People think that this world is the end all be all and it's just everything for them. But my man's looking for a way out, right? Because that means that this world is done, it's finished. You can't extract anything out of it anymore. That's why we feeling it on the going, brother.
Yeah, just want to make a quick point because when it says set your affections on the things above, now those people that they denied the name because once we know certain people had the name, now they denied it. Now if it's not real to you, the things above, the kingdom ahead, someone comes to you, offer you a bag. That's out there, you know, as one of the things that's happened. Then you're just going to say, well, you're just going to drop everything you got, all your beliefs, you're going to accept the bag, man, because you don't. It was never real to you.
Yeah.
And Abarazar in the future, that some of us might get that kind of offer. But, you know, just to make just to build up our faith even more. If someone was to offer you that, is it already in your mind what you're going to do, how you're going to react? You know, they might, because Satan, because yeah, we get what's the word, put on the spot on the left hand side, on the right hand side, but Satan tries to put us on the spot as well. Try and get you when you know, when your guard's down. So if they was to offer you the bag, think about a check that is, you can write on it whatever you want.
If they want to offer me the bag, they can shove it up their ass.
So when we say that now, Abarazar, we say it now, and we're going to say it potentially if they're going to try to do that in the future, because the kingdom is real to us.
Yeah, and the thing of it is as well, just like you mentioned, they don't really see the kingdom at all. It's just, oh, I'm an Israelite, read the scriptures and that's it. No, it's deeper. You gotta actually see it. You gotta have the vision. The scripture says also that many perish because of the lack of vision. So we actually see it. It's actually real to us. That's why I said if they came to me with the bag, I'm going to tell them to stick it where the sun don't shine. Because this is the real bag. The word of the Lord is the real bag right there. All right? With the word, we're going to have every single thing. We're not going to just having to be trusting in, you know, fiat fund currency. No, go on, bro.
Just to add to that point, let's say that the elites came to you and they gave you a blank check saying write whatever figure you want on it. You could write whatever figure you want on it, and then as soon as, like, the next day you could wake up and go to the shop and get hit by a car. The spiritual realm. So what good would that money do to you? Because a lot of people, they get money,
You can't take
but they
money
can't
to the grave.
Well, the scriptures say that which is profit not in the day of harm. So it's like, and there's that also the account of that guy that had a barn, and he's like, oh, I'll tear it down and I'll build a bigger one, and the Most High provided his spirit, so you never got to enjoy his good time. And even if you did get all that money, what can you really do with it on this side?
Yeah.
How many restaurants can you eat out and be happy?
Exactly.
Wherever you go in the world, let's say you take a plane, you want to fly over to Italy or to, you know, wherever it is you want to go, you're still in this man's system. You know what I mean? So there's no escaping it. So what good would the riches be on this side? You can never really enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, like Jay-Z said on one of his records, he said he drove every car. That man still looked miserable in city.
Yeah.
Right? So again, like the money, I mean, don't get me wrong, money is a defense, and money you could use for survival, but money ain't the end all be all. You know, the truth that we have is the end all be all.
Again, in terms of prophecy, we're going digital anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
That's
the point.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're talking about reparations as well. Certain people talk about reparations. It makes me laugh because as soon as if you was to get a reparation, they would have it so that it's just before the time when it's going to be turned digital, and then bam, they turn it digital, and then you're fucked now. You're in a dilemma now.
But that's the kicker though. It's to get you tagged.
Exactly.
Get you connected to the digital system. That's what it's all about. Like you had this bitch on from I think she's a governor in New York, Democratic governor in New York, after the show meetings. She's talking about maybe one day we may have to give reparations to Jake, right? And the thing of it is, technically they don't really got the money to really do it. Most of the money that they're spending is towards the weapons of war, right? And then, and let's just say, if they do give reparations, you know what they're gonna have to do? They're gonna have to print more money and more money. And guess what that's gonna do? That's gonna inflate the dollar even more, and price, the standard of living is gonna be more expensive. That's what's gonna happen. So let's just say they gave Jake the millions of dollars that, you know, they think to subscribe to Jake. Jake is gonna lose that money the minute he get the money. And the thing with Jake like to spend money on foolishness. You know, now don't get me wrong, I'm into my cars, right? But I'm just speaking in general. There's so much more you could do if you had the money. But Jake rather spend money on foolishness, things that lose its value.
Can I say this right? I think Elder Manata, he did a video about a couple of weeks ago. How this Jake, he won some money. I think he hit the lottery or something, and he went straight to the shop to buy a $1 million chain.
No, it was 20,000.
It was 20. That was it. 20,000.
And then he went into the store, right? And somebody took
They was waiting for him outside, and they took it from him.
And they stole the goddamn chain. And you could see that the Negro was simple, man. He had that simple look on his face.
That was it. He won 30 or something like that, and he spent 20 on the chain.
So he only had 10
10 left. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he got 10,000, but the guy was waiting. I think one of the guys was waiting for him to take the chain from him.
What happened then is that when he won the money, he went there showing up with his friends and broadcasting it. So when he went to buy the chain now in the store, there was lay waiting him outside.
So he was on social media talking shit.
Whatever,
Someone must
yes,
have seen him.
yes.
Like, yeah,
And then the news got around, and you had 2 men out there waiting for him, and they held him down in the shop. Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man. That's mad.
A fool and his money is soon parted.
You know what he could have done with that money? He could have redecorated his house, man. With that.
We put down a deposit on the woman.
Yeah. Yeah, so, oh yeah, I want you to read the article, brother. That's what we did here. Send it to you. All right. Let's see. We got it right. Oh yeah, Caleb, let me, what is it? Ecclesiastes 12, verse 2. You can start with verse 1. Read it when we got verse 5. It says, the keepers in the house shall tremble.
So read that verse from your. Can you put it up on your phone? It keeps sending me to another page. Trading, so I'll read it for you.
If he could pick it up or something.
No, I'll go back.
You got it, huh?
Yeah, from Yahoo, it says, this US economist just warned that 2024 will bring the biggest crash of our lifetime. Predicts a shocking 86% nosedive for the S&P 500. Here's his one and only place to hide. It says, as 2023 draws to a close, investors who remained in the stock market have reasons to celebrate. The S&P 500 has surged 25% years to date. The Dow is up 13%. These are all like trading platforms. And it says while the tech-heavy Nasdaq has shot up by 44%. However, economist Harry Dent envisions a starkly different scenario for 2024. And it says some bullet points here not to miss. It says don't miss. Commercial real estate has outperformed the S&P 500 over 25 years. Here's how to diversify your portfolio. And skipping on, it says, I think 2024 is going to be the biggest and single crash year we'll see in our lifetimes. The stock market is no stranger to fluctuations, but Dent's forecast goes beyond the typical market correction. This is the one time I'm telling you, do not listen to your financial advisor. Things are not going to come back to normal in a few years. We may never see these levels again, he stated.
Yeah, so he's telling the truth, because a lot of these politicians, they lie and talk about, oh yeah, well the economy has been the best since it's ever been. That's a damn lie, man. Because they want to give the American people, you know, some kind of sense of comfortability that everything's going to be okay. We have your back. We have your interests at heart. No, we don't. They don't care about the people, man. What they really want to do is they want to shock you. So let's just say the majority of the people are already, you know, heeding to the reality that the economy's back. When you collapse the economy, people ain't going to be so shocked. So in order to shock the people have to be not knowing of as to what's going on with the economy, so that they can pretty much push people towards the corner and move people towards fear, so that they can get deceived pretty much. That's just my take on it. In the wrong, brother. That's what will happen.
And it says, we may never see these levels again, he stated, and this crash is not going to be a correction. It's going to be more in the 29 to 32 level. And anybody who sat through that would have shot their stockbroker. So how big will the crash be? He says that's an 86% crash in the S&P and a 92% crash in the Nasdaq, and crypto is going to be 96%. Then projected. it's a dire picture. Given the extensive exposure many people have to the stock market through their retirement savings, a severe downturn in the S&P 500 could be devastating during the market sell-off in 2022, which pales in comparison to dense projections. CBS News reported that 401k and IRA plan participants experienced an estimated loss of around 3 trillion. For real estate, the economist sees a revision to the 2012 lows. If I may, as I've been saying in my videos recently, one of the biggest indicators for an economy is property. So when you see the prices of houses go up and down, it's like one of the first indicators of how the economy is doing. You know, so when real estate goes down, you know that the economy will soon follow.
Yeah, but that makes a lot of sense because again, what does the word economy mean? It means house. So when everyone's moving, when everybody can't upkeep their house by the abundance, oh, you got problems.
So he says for real estate, the economist sees a revision of the 2012 lows. That's a 50% crash for the average house, which went down by 34% in the last crash. More than the Great Depression, more than any time in history, he said.
And you know, too, as well, I think I got the article on me, but in this article, it mentions that American depression. So, but the kind of depression that the world is going to experience, America to be exact, and as well as down here in the UK, is going to be much more greater than the depression in the 20s. Because during that time period, I think that people, they were just coming out of the First World War. And they were able to pretty much build themselves back up years later. But when this crash comes, it's not going to be no build back. It's going to be total. This place is going to be out of here. All right, on a higher degree. Okay, people are going to be losing their minds, and there's going to be all kind of psyops happening at the same time. And they need this, and this is why they need psyops to happen, because back during 2008, a lot of people were angry at the the powers that be. You know, they place the blame on these people. So when they come with a psychological operation, that's going to cover the collapse. And then people are going to look at the psychological operation as the blame rather than the bankers. So that's what they're planning to do, because they know somehow, some way, they're going to crash the system any other way. You know, going back to the auto-chaos effect, the Hegelian dialectic. Create a problem and then add the solution later on. Go on, brother. It's all done by design, man. And that's why they've been piling up this debt. Every prime minister that came in, or president of America, the American presidents that came in, like I remember during the time of Bush, they said that America was in $10 trillion in debt. When Obama got in there, it was around what? I think it was around maybe 12. I'm gonna have to go back into it. But you had, obviously, the debt was always there. They never dealt with the debt situation. They just kept building and building, because eventually the plan is to collapse the whole entire goddamn system. Go on, bro.
It says that's a 50% crash for the average house, which went down by 34% in the last crash, which is the Great Depression. And then that's pretty much it. The rest of it is advice.
Which there's nothing that you can do. Realistically speaking, there's nothing that you can do to really save your life in. Because what it's going to boil down to, man, is that this shit is going to fall apart, and the elect, which are in the world of which is forth to come, they're going to be the ones to pretty much literally save their life in the world, right? Because obviously, as it reads in the scriptures, it says, "He that trying to save his life shall lose his life." So a lot of people are going to literally lose their goddamn minds and lose their life in the process. Okay, but us, in the truth, we've already done it already. We've lost our lives here. We're just here to survive. We're here as progress. You know what I mean? We don't have a life there. We make that clear every time. Okay? So it's clear that obviously it is, from where we stand and what we see, as we bring our students from time to time, we have no continuing place to work. Okay? Go on, bro.
Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. and thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass.
Yeah, you scoping his ass out, because what Esau's going to do, Esau's going to come with opportunity to give you the solution, but he's created the problem to give you the solution. And the ultimate solution is look, we want all of y'all see him. We want to triple the population. That's going to be the ultimate solution. All right, going back to what my man, what did you say, Aaron Russo, right, when he interviewed Alex Jones, what is it about? 18 years ago it was, I think it was 2005 or 2006. And he told him, he said, look, the ultimate plan of the Rockefellers is to have the population of America see him. So the same agenda is going to be not just in America, but worldwide. Because even the central bankers, which they also own this company called BIS, which I believe is called Bank International Settlements, if I'm correct. Right? Somebody could look it up to see if I'm correct. The Rothschilds, which they run all of that. Guess what? They're set up what? The CBDC system. Because even they want the same thing that the Rockefellers do, as what we've already said. But obviously, Britain is the lion of the system. So whatever Britain has to say, the world is going to dance to the tune. All right? So that's the ultimate plan. The ultimate plan is to get everybody to see him. So how do you do that? Shutting down the banks, collapse the banks, create some kind of major stage of events, even including a cyber attack. You can even let out the shut the internet off and shut these banks off.
Yeah.
That would get the people to really make the decision to say, you know what, let's get to see him to avoid these future signs. All right, but it was all along them doing it.
And even Alan Russo, he must have known deep down that ain't right. There was something wrong in that. That's why you had to expose it. You know
That's why
I mean?
you had to expose it.
He said that is demonic. You know what I mean?
And that's why I believe they took his ass out, because he exposed confidential information. All right, that's what I got to say on that. Any more scriptures we're going to stop? Yeah, come. Yeah. Oh yeah. Read that, brother. It's about
Ecclesiastes 12, starting at verse 1, says, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Yeah.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the houses shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease.
Right, and the strong men shall bow, the keepers of the house shall tremble. And that's your economists. You know, they that the world specialize in that area. So when everything goes down, when the markets go down in totality, then it's over and out. They're going to be bugging out. Go on.
It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Yeah, that's your young people are looking for a future. When it says that those that look out of the windows and it's dark, and that's talking about the people that are not able to see that there's no future. And primarily that's young people. That's like maybe in the mid-teens up in their 20s. Because they're the future of society. They uphold society for the future. So when you don't see any future in the society, guess what? Young people commit suicide because they wanna fulfill opportunity. They wanna experience a life. They wanna make it bigger, whatever it is that they planning on doing. Okay, so when you got young blood committing suicide, and now you got all of these old Reggie motherfuckers around here, guess what, man? This society stuck. All right, but just again, not to go off kilter, pretty much young people represent the future. So young people are dying because they're not getting their just due. That means society is finished. That means this society has no future. Go on,
Verse 12, verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low.
Right, when the sounding of the grinding is low. And that's the stage we're in right now, because a lot of people are out of work. They've even said that a lot of people in America, by the millions, are relying on government support rather than working. And I believe it's the same thing down there as well. You got few people working than they used to. Okay? It's not the same. Like back in the day, you had a lot of people working, man. Everybody was working. Everybody and their grandmother and their grandfather had jobs. Now you got half, you know, I would say probably like a little under half of the population is not working. That's problematic, man. Go on, brother.
And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and ye shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low.
And boy, oh boy, man, you can't tell me that the music is good out here. The music is shit out here, man. You know, when you listen to this old shit, I don't even understand what they're talking about. To tell you the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? They got that beat on it. Like, I don't get this shit. But I mean, like some of the new stuff you can rock with it, but most of the stuff I just can't get into, man. You know, some of the new stuff is pretty good, you know, but most of it's just straight shit. And it's deep rock too, man. So
there was a clip. So like
there
was a clip. What's his name? I don't even listen to him. Is it Young Boy NBA or something? Something like that. There's a clip of him in the studio recording some lyrics without auto-tune. And it sounded like a cat dying.
Yeah.
But they do the auto-tune and it sounds all like mechanical and shit. You niggas can't sing, they can't play. Like if you go to these new age musicians, right, you ask them about the basics of music, right? Do you know about timing? Yeah, what's that? You know about pitch, melody, what's that? They just get on there with they be smoking a blunt, drinking some beer, and they get on the mic talking shit. And then auto-tune figures it all out for you. It's crazy.
I saw a particularly sad sight a couple of weeks ago. I was going past Tottenham Court Road station, going up towards Covent Garden then. And I saw two Jakes in the street and they had a camera, like two cameras, and they were like, oh yeah, and jumping around, right? And they acted like, it was so shit, like, they were trying to do some kind of rap video or whatever, but they were so animated, but it looked so fake. I'm like, who are they trying to impress? That's what they're doing. They try and put their little shit on Facebook and they get little friends to like it. And you can see all the people looking at them thinking, what this guy's doing? Yeah, they look stupid, man. But do you know what? It's got to be demonic, right? Because why is it all Jake think that, oh, well, the only way to make it is to be a grime artist or a rapper or something? Why have they all got that in their head? Why is no...
I'll tell you the truth, a lot of people think it's pathetic, man. Like, there's so many programs you can get into. You can get into carpentry, like all the car goes into, you know, and various other stuff. Engineering, there's so much shit you can really do out here, man. But Jake is like, oh man, I gotta get this money. I gotta get it quick. And what it is too, they don't really. A lot of Jake don't really have the ability to communicate. You know, they're kind of, awkward around people. And it's like they don't have no people skills either. So that's what it is. So their whole thing is, let me just rap. Bro, it's more to like than just rapping. And a lot of these niggas can't rap and shit. They don't know music, they don't know how to sing. So they rely on the technology to make them sound like they're saying something. And I was gonna say as well, right? Because you were saying that you saw these niggas without moving their body, right? Yeah, they move their body, but they ain't saying nothing. Yeah, you know, they looking mad dramatical, but what they're saying isn't dramatic.
Yeah, they're hyper animated.
Yeah.
Just to add on to what you're just saying, because when the brother, the elder, our elder of Carl Camp, he was talking about their ceiling is being brought down. So they look at someone, two people, and they've got potential, and Esau looks at them and says, he's seeing, he's hiding, he's seeing. Now when you put that over into the truth, right? You've got very talented. Jake is very, very, very talented.
On a natural level,
even in the world. But now, when I look at and compare certain brothers like elders and apostles, and I listen to them, like properly take your time and listen to them, because we know they're speaking the truth. The man, like I use an example, Elder Apostle Wakar, right? Now, off the top of on the surface, you might say, if you don't know what he's saying, you might say he ain't got good communication skills. But you know what? I always get the point when he speaks. I think he's got I said it last week. I think like even Jake in the world, when they talk that, what do you call it, street grime communication, even in that, there's talent in that. Right now, but because they're in the world and what they're communicating over is black and dark, that's what messes them up, and they believe they haven't got good communication. I learned that I'm limited, but at the same time I make my point. I know how to make my point by just listening, and you know, just sometimes it comes over raw, but that's because of my background and street. You know, I picked up certain words from the street. But if you can actually, you can make your point. If you can make your point and it comes over, and people say, "Yeah, I know, I understand what you said," you've got communication skills.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is a lot of these guys, they just don't put no effort in. It's just, I'ma just be a rapper. Like there's no character fixing with these guys.
Yeah, low vibrational. Like Kodak Black and that guy MBA.
They young boy, whatever the
what they're spitting is because of what they're spitting, and they haven't got no means to an end. Now, when you come in the truth, you may like brothers. There's brothers that have that so-called not very good communication skills, but that's what they've been told. But they really have got good communication skills.
Yeah, but like I said,
when you're speaking and you've got substance in what you're saying, people will give you the time to listen to you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, bro,
I know what you're saying there, though. I know what you're saying.
No, I'm just talking.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right? Like a lot of these guys, they come out their mom's crib.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, I don't gotta learn anything. I don't
that's the point.
Add to anything. I could just go out like that. No, you gotta grow. You gotta grow as an individual. You gotta get into certain things, and things take time. But everybody wants what they want fast. So that's not how you get shit.
Take shortcuts.
Yeah.
Get rich quick schemes which don't ever work.
Yeah, so bullshit.
Precept to back up the point. Touching on what Ariel was saying and also what you're saying, the scriptures have got the answer. It says, Proverbs 18 and 21, death and life are in the power of the tongue. And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
So I mean, if you talking nothing but death and
mumbo jumbo,
then that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get that life, man. That life, that life of death is gonna come your way. Like this one guy was rapping about how he can even see niggas in his own people, that he got dealt with in the way that he got dealt with because of his works.
Oh, that was speaking it. One crime artist was talking shit about how he's murdering people, and he got caught basically. Is that the one?
I'm not talking about him, but if there was, you could talk about that if you want.
Just briefly, I saw in the local newspaper in my area. I think it's one crime guy, one drill guy. Basically, he'd been posting about how he'd been killing people, and basically he got in trouble with the police over it. The headline, they put the guy's face on the cover. I don't know who it is, but the headline was something along the lines of posted about killing people in his songs.
It's Rico, I think it's called Rico. Police, they examine what they said in the lyrics, and they find a criminal.
Yeah, basically, no, that's I can't recount it fully because I didn't read the full article. But my point is that a lot of these guys, they want to rap about negative things. You know, committing adultery, busting, guns, killing people. I mean, where is this all coming from? You know where it's coming from. The people who finance these artists. You know, those so-called JWOSs, they're the ones who are financing these. I mean, how are you going to have a whole genre of music called grime? I mean, how is that anything? What positive can come out of that name? You know, but I mean, it's all negative, and basically, Jake wants street fame. You know, so they'll be like, I rapped about this and that, and they can walk around their block acting like they're bad, man, but they're damn fool, man.
Yeah, and you know what, too, they're not really bad guys, they're just teddy bears, man. They're just soft old teddy bears, but they walk with a limp, they shrug their shoulders around like they hardcore. Bro, like, if a man's real hard about something, or he's real good and he can knock a nigga out, he don't have to show it. Right. He just is. Like you think, for example, let's look at Jerk, short as his ass is. He don't have to walk around and be hardcore. Yeah. Because he knows what he can do to a nigga. Yeah. You see, a nigga that gotta walk all hard and shit and exaggerate his walk like he's some kind of gangster, he ain't nothing but a soft puppet. That's all he is.
Appreciate it.
Go on, brother.
This backs up the point as well. Galatians 6 and verse 7 says, "Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall also reap."
And you know too as well, when you walk like that, when you're walking like you're full of trouble, man, that's how you attract trouble. Because body language is more powerful than the language you speak out of your lips.
That's right.
So you walk in a certain way, if you carrying a certain, kind of cadence to you, you're gonna attract that. You're gonna attract what you put out there. Go on, brother.
Reading on 8. For he that soweth to his flesh shall reap. Soweth to his flesh shall of his flesh reap corruption.
Yeah.
But he, yeah.
Because I understand why they do it. I get it. It's for protection. Because when you in the projects, man, you do gotta protect yourself. You do gotta walk around like you're gonna do something. I understand that because you got certain projects it's like that. But what I'm saying, when you do that over the top, you attract the attention.
Well, in the so-called pen or in the tubes, right?
Oh yeah.
That's why they get into that pushing, that pushing, the perfect build and all of that.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be showing that you're pulling a little bit of something,
Right.
As you say, it may work as a defense mechanism, but then again, it may not. Yeah.
If I may, it's funny because think of the ultimate example, right? Let's think of the Most High sitting on his throne. Where's the scriptures talking about and the Most High strode through heaven like a bad man trying to prove himself to people? No, man. The Most High sitting on his throne, you don't have to do nothing. But he's the king of terrors.
So the scripture says, the scripture says, thou art a power that hidest us.
That's the point I was
And
making.
in 1 Kings 8 it says, the Lord who sitteth in great darkness. The Lord is in the shadows, man. The real bad man's in the shadows, man. Bro. He ain't poking his head up, man. You know? Colossians 3, he's an invisible power, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And there's a story in some of the Los Angeles brothers, like a couple of years, some years ago, where some gunman come up with a gun and started saying, get up, and they obviously they stayed there, stood their ground for the truth. And following week they were back there, and they was always back there, but that man never came back. So the conclusion that the moral of the story is really the real tough guy.
Exactly. Because I'm even going to add to what you're saying, right? If the Most High poked his head out, he would literally be scared. It wouldn't be him being scared of us. It would be us being scared of him. And this thing, the same thing applies to men. If certain men know they can do certain things, they're actually afraid of doing certain things because they know what they can do to them. Fuck that.
Yeah. But Tyson said, he goes, I'm scared of my fist.
Right.
He knows what he can do with them, man. Even the Most High, he said that one time he kind of gave them a warning, man. Via Moses said, listen, man, you take your ass down there and tell them, don't come up to the mountain, man. Because the Lord, the scripture says it, the Lord will break forth upon you, man. And the Lord knows his capabilities, man. The Most High break forth for you. There ain't no recovery. You're dead. You're through, man. They thought they was on the level to, chat face to face with the Most High. It's all right then. Give it 3 days and I'm coming down. And what happened? They started running away from the mountain.
And he said, yo, I just rather report to Moses instead.
Trying to report to the Most High.
Can't do that, man. Yeah, so it always works in the opposite way. When you see a guy trying to mean mug and trying to act all tough, the dude got psychological problems, man. The dude was probably, pushed around by his moms, or somebody touched him the wrong way when he was a young dude. You don't even know, man. And a lot of these so-called gangsters, right?
God.
Let's keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it real. Like a lot of these dudes, they on that other shit, man. You know what I mean? And we know about that shit too.
He had that video, what's his name, Fredo. He was on live, and some guy leaned into him, and he was on Instagram live, and he goes, no, you can't do that. And he got caught on live, man.
He got caught slipping.
Guy leaning in to give him a kiss.
Get out of here.
Crazy, man.
But he's supposed to be hard.
He's some so-called hardcore UK rapper, man. Talking about drilling and some kind of crap, man.
Yeah.
Who else? You got this one's kind of vulgar. I ain't gonna get into it, but there's this dude. All right, he does tours, and he does tours, man, sucking dick, and you got gangsters going around to him.
Damn.
In the UK, man.
Wow.
And the guy, it shows he's international with it. He went to Jamaica and did a Jamaica tour.
Damn.
With the download community in Jamaica, man. And what he does, he records himself and puts it on Twitter, sucking these gangsters' rods, man. But these are the same dudes that be on the music videos, like Caleb said, doing all of that stuff.
Moving his body around.
But then they're getting
heard about
top
Birdman and all
from
of
a
that.
lad.
You see how the
And
guy
you know too as well,
little something.
Little Wayne, another thing too, man, like a lot of these artists, these entertainers, they be getting popped by the most powerful people that put their music on.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like even one guy kind of exposed it. I think it's called the Casting Couch or something like that. You know, where they bring you in a room and you know you got to do certain things and all of that. But that's listen, yeah, and they record it. And let's just say you step out of line, they're gonna bring it out on you, and they might even record you. You know, get it on with a chop.
Yep.
And say, oh yeah, see,
Yeah.
look what he did.
Yeah.
That's how they trap. Like they coming out with something. I think it's gonna be next year, and it's to do with this individual, Jeffrey Epstein, and there's a whole list of people that's going to be revealed supposedly. But I think the reason why they're going to bring that out because it's for distraction purposes.
Yeah.
It's people like scandals and shit like that. You know. But
And the other day, I don't know if you heard about, you brothers might have known, what's his name? Fakes, something Fakes?
Deep fake.
Oh, TD
Fakes.
Oh, yeah.
Him and
He's
Puff
coming out,
Daddy.
yeah.
Puff
Yeah,
Daddy,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, he came out.
Yeah.
What did you say?
The two of them doing business,
Yeah.
bits and pieces together.
Oh, him and P. Diddy.
Him and P. Diddy.
Jaguar.
And other people.
Yeah, there's that woman, Jaguar Wright. You brothers may have heard about her. She mentioned that years ago, man, but it's only now coming out, like more to the forefront.
And it's
Yeah.
coming out that he's
That's what she does.
TD Jakes is what they call a power bottom,
Wow.
which is like somebody that in a homosexual relationship you've got the top, you've got the bottom,
Damn.
the dominant and the submissive. He plays the submissive one, but in the relationship he's the dominant. That means what they're saying is TD Jake likes to get fucked,
Can't.
but he's the dominant guy in the relationship or the agreement.
So Puff Daddy is.
So Puff Daddy, you know, like I said earlier, TD Jakes, he's the head of that church, man, the Potter's house, more at the Pounded house, man. getting butt blasted by fucking P. Diddy and them right there. And he goes on the stage talking about God and Christ.
God.
Yeah.
So all your rulers are getting exposed, man.
But you see, this is the thing. This is what it takes to be in this world, because this world is heinously wicked, man. Where you gotta do some shit like that. You gotta violate your character and violate your body to simply be the top guy, man. To make some money out there. That's crazy. So that's why, man, the mindset that really we should have is to say, fuck this world, man. You know what I
Somebody
mean?
get that in the law, man of man.
Right.
Was it Exodus? Or
No, Leviticus.
Yeah, Leviticus, yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
I'll get that in a moment. May I just bring this one out if I may? Because this is about respect of persons, because characters like Puff Daddy and TD Fakes, they're guys who in the world, a lot of people look up to them because they're so-called celebrities and they've had long careers. But we're not supposed to have respect of persons. Let me read this. Deuteronomy 1 and verse 17. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. And ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for judgment is the Most High's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring to Moses and he'll hear it. But my point is that a lot of these celebrities are being exposed because they were wicked, man. And a lot of people looked up to them, and really, they had sold out, and they've been, you know, having a 20-year or 30-year careers, however long they've been doing. But at the end, now it's all being revealed that these are people that you should hold in high esteem or high regard. So let me get Leviticus 20 and 13. Hang on.
And your children ain't got no damn right looking into these goddamn people.
Yeah.
See, this is a sad thing. See, it kind of angers me because if you used to go into a school or a college, or let's say teenagers, and you would say to them, the majority, like, who are your role models? Many of them were named footballers, musicians, pastors, people like that. No, nobody's quoting, oh yeah, the guys from the Bible. Yeah, I want to be like Moses or Joshua or King
Samuel.
David. Or, you know, nobody's really looking up to them as role models. But that's who we as Israelites should be looking at as role models.
Well, you
And
know-
the ultimate role model will be in Yahushua. So let me just quickly bring out Leviticus 20 and 13.
Me and my old friend, got arrested for that scripture. They really couldn't forward the case with that, because obviously the judicial system itself is based on the Bible anyway. So
Right, Leviticus 20:13 says, if a man also lieth with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them.
Yeah, and that's why we notice, right? The pastors and them, they only touch on the New Testament. Why they only touch on the New Testament? Because the Old Testament cuts their ass. That's what it is. And it, just like you mentioned, it cuts them. That's why they don't touch on certain precepts, man. Like my grandfather on my mother's side passed away. So my mother, she told me, write some scriptures down, for the sermon. So you know what I did? I did that and gave it to the pastor. And the pastor said, "Oh, I can't read these precepts. I can only read the New Testament scriptures." Because we had the same thing happen.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the exact same thing that happened to me when my mum died. I got a cousin who's he's a pastor. And check this. My mum died, right? So I wrote some scriptures that I wanted to bring out at the funeral. My man was telling me, "No, we can't read that. You're using it out of context. Now you don't understand what Paul's talking about. Why are you using these scriptures?" And I'm like, "Dude, my mum died.
Yeah.
I get to say what I want to say."
Yeah.
But you say, "No, you can't use them precepts." So it's the same thing that happened.
Look, the light skin dude, he's God, I can see he's.
Got precept.
But yeah, that's just the thing. Like, it's a lot, bro. like when you go to these fucking churches and shit, like, you know what I mean? Especially if your loved one dies, whatever. They gotta read the precepts that they're used to read. And these motherfuckers have been reading Bibles. I don't mean to keep cussing, but these people have been reading Bibles. Some of these guys have been reading Bibles for what, 25 to 30 years.
Yeah.
And they still don't really understand it because really they're just reading it because it's their job to read certain precepts when you really have a loved one that have passed away at a funeral. That's all it is, but they don't really believe in it because deep down inside and behind closed doors, a lot of these pastors, they're just effing witches, man.
Yeah.
That's all they are.
Yeah.
You'll find out they're the biggest witches of all.
Yeah.
That's why when you get up in them services, especially like funerals, they'll read one day as well. They'll read one verse, and then they'll just start talking for 20 minutes, talking about the great by and by and in heaven. And hold on, let's read the Bible.
It's
What
destruction
does the
again.
Bible say about the state of the dead? What does the Bible actually say about comforting those who mourn? They'll just read one little thing,
And then they'll go on a tangent.
and they'll go on a tangent for 25 minutes. And then, I'm not here to hear you chat shit.
That's deception.
I want to hear what the Bible has to say about the state of the dead and how to comfort the family that's mourning.
Exactly.
That's what it should be about. I hate church in general, but funerals, man, that's one of the worst services you can go to, because all you're gonna get is demonic shit based on emotions.
Yeah. And you're going to be sucked into their world
Yeah.
of misery.
Come on.
So like that, I don't want to go on about that, but that pissed me off more than I can articulate
Of course it is.
right now. But it's, no, that went right. But I told him where to get off, basically, and I did what I wanted to do. But I hope that in your case, he was able to get them scopes out. Shut this down.
They shut this down, man. It's like now I can't read that. It's, I mean, at the end of the day, tell you the truth, man. This society is based on witchcraft, and it's all that it is. So when you read certain scriptures, it cuts certain people, and it even cuts them as well what they're doing. That's why it reads that what is it? The Bible is as a two-edged sword, piercing into the surface, dividing the soul and the spirit, and it's a discerning of the heart.
Yeah.
So they tread very carefully what to read and what not to.
But I thought it was the good book.
Exactly.
So why are you picking and choosing from the good book? You know?
Because they ain't good. That's why.
They ain't good.
Go on, brother.
Jeremiah 5:26 says, "For among my people are wicked men, they lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men."
Yeah, and that applies, man. That really applies more than now than ever before. Because all of these people that we used to look up to back in the day, or even the people that we currently used to look up to, you find out, man, that they're just a bunch of goddamn degenerates, man. That's right. Doing all kind of filthy and nasty shit that you don't even want to be around to see. Because if you was around, it's a like your brother. If you was around that shit, man, you would probably fucking throw up if you saw what they would do. Going on.
No, I was just gonna say I was watching that First 48, right? That one crime series, and they're wondering why. 'Cause say like 5 years ago, it was pure like teenagers against teenagers, 20 early teens or whatever, maybe early 20s. And now you've got 15-year-olds, and this 15-year-old, right, concoct a story when they questioned him. He said he was in a car with his uncle, and someone came along and shot his uncle and robbed him of his money. But when they do all the investigating, the 15-year-old was with his uncle in the car, turned and shot his uncle in the head, robbed it, went through his rubbish through his pockets, went out and threw the gun, went into some place and threw the gun away. He really concocted a good, to try and hide alibi, to try and hide his story. But he's 15-year-old, and I think it's kind of right? I didn't know, but then when they broke it down, he did it. Now, in the spirit now, I'm saying, you heard a lot about youngsters that just they deleted older, like 20-year-olds. And even around my era, when I'm walking now, and I'm in the trees now, and I'm looking at certain elders, what's supposed to be elders, sitting on street corners, some of them at the betting shop, I'm feeling, I want to delete it. I'm in the truth though, right? And I obviously ain't going to do it. But I can see why they get deleted, man. The youngsters, more so over in America was ahead of over here. But the youngsters ain't got no respect for their elders, and that's spiritual too. That's prophecy, but also because the elders ain't setting a good example, they ain't doing shit for their lives.
And you know what?
It's true though.
You know, you got a point. You got a point with that. The elders didn't really set a good example, but it goes higher than that, man. It really goes all the way back to the government. The government, they saying that that's what their position is, right? Which the term government means the mind control.
Yeah.
So a whole family sick and get fucked over just over the wrong number. That's why the shit was streets.
Yeah, I hate you.
No, I hate them too, brother. The elders, it fell the youngest.
Yeah.
It did. But I'm just saying that it's really to do with this goddamn devil.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he even followed every goddamn thing. Right? And if you can, brother, get the Apocrypha. I think it's Wisdom, not Wisdom Psalms, in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, where it reads, what is it? What is it? So is the people's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the king.
Yeah.
If the king is a certain way, so are people.
Yeah.
And that proves that
the
the Lord is killing two birds with one stone, because the younger people are deleting the older people, but then the scripture says respect your elders.
Yeah.
So now they get deleted
For that,
because
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
But it's the Lord playing both sides.
The old spirits create revenge at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
But
point.
the point is though, I do understand anger in the youngsters. I'm not justifying it, because they're wicked too. They're 2/3.
No, I feel what you're saying.
You know,
again.
but at the same time, let me say this, elder, yeah, right? The 2/3 are going to be a lot of them. We're going to be deleting them. If we're those men and we're the ones that are going to bring judgment, the 144,000, we potentially could be deleting some of them elders as well.
Yeah. Everybody gonna get deleted. Anyone that doesn't have the elect, the mark on them, if God want mark, they gonna get deleted.
So that's Ezekiel 9 chapter, isn't it?
Yeah. And you know what too? Esau going to delete a lot of these people too. Go on, brother.
This is Sirach 10 from verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself,
Right.
so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city
That's
is,
it. Yep.
such are they all that dwell therein.
Right. Such are all that dwell therein. So you have a corrupt bunch of leaders, man. I mean, what do you think the state of mind of people are going to be? That's why if you look at Jake in the West, especially in America, Jake is worse off more realistically in the West than any other place. They're still under the curses, and he gonna do it. But Jake in America, Judah to be exact, in America is just they're more bugged out than the rest of the other tribes over there. Why? Because they're under this devil. That's the ultimate reason. And this devil is pretty much projecting ways onto our people. Like the scriptures also say, woe unto him that put up a bottle before him instead of his drunkenness. And what is it? Scoffing him while he's naked. I'm referencing in the scripture. But that's what they did. They put a bottle to our people, and they made our people believe that you can eat pork, you can eat lobster, and eating lobster is just a statement that you're living a high lifestyle. But those are all abominable foods. Okay, and then while Jake is doing all of this abominable shit, they point the finger and say, yeah, see, look at your people, because these people, they believe that, you know, they're us. They believe that the Most High can be tripped and they can wear the outfit of the saints and then pretty much have the Lord denounce his real saints. All right? So that's just the thing, man. But the thing of it is, these devils have done. These devils have purposely made our people degenerates. Afraid of niggas going, brother.
And can I just back up? You said a beautiful point there, right? Because it says in Proverbs 22, verse 6, train up a child in the way he should go.
Right.
Now, the best way to train a child is by the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you said what you said about the Leviticus law. If you train the child properly from young,
Yeah.
by the scriptures, do you know you're not supposed to be eating
Yeah.
certain foods, you know?
And check this out too. How can an adult train up a child in the way he should go
Yes.
when he don't know the way?
That's a good point. Yeah.
A lot of our people didn't know the way, man. Like even when I was coming up, like none of my parents knew they were Israelites. They knew they were Israelites through me.
True.
I had to go through the spirit underneath me to this thing and wake them up. And a lot of that applies to most half of you brothers that are in the truth. Some of y'all woke up your parents into this thing.
That's true, Edgar.
You know? So you as an adult have to know the way to teach your children.
And that shows that the Lord put spirits on the earth. Like you could come through a parent, but be over them parents and grandparents in the spirit. You know, but they have to teach you how to walk. They change diapers and all that. But in the grand scheme of things, you're teaching them information that's really, you know, that they taught you.
Say that again, Bible, because that truck went past. I didn't hear you.
And I was saying that that proves in the spirit that, like, you know, you can have children and grandchildren, and them grandchildren are over the parents, you know, in the spirit, because they taught you how to walk and change your nappy and all that stuff. But then in the grand scheme of things, you came through and grew up and told them more important information.
And that made me laugh because you said it a couple of weeks ago about your sister. You remember?
Yeah. She said,
You said about your sister, but I changed your nappy. You remember?
You know, and then, you know, if you have like a family like, you know, Benjamin and that, you tell they don't know nothing about the truth. And then as soon as you start telling them stuff, I already know that.
Yeah,
I hear that. I already hear it. So I know. All right. Yeah, take the mic. Fair enough. Even with Salaki, even with Yahweh Shai, man. You know, Joseph taught him as a boy growing up, but then very quickly the scripture says that, you know, because people want to scoff, well, the Bible just misses out most of his teenage years. Well, it's they're important, and it gives us a summary anyway. It says that the young boy grew in stature in favor of men and the Most High. So he got physically bigger, and he was known in his community, and he was a favorable individual. That's all you need to know, you know. You know, that simple as as far as it goes. He knew more than he was astonishing the scribes in the temple, you know. And that's why the truth is like a lot of people think the truth is risky because the candidates look risky. We were talking about that earlier, you know, certain men in the law look rough, you know, they're young, you know, they look like a risky person. So it's like, how can I get everlasting life from a risky person?
But you know what, this truth is quite risky though, since you gotta give a sacrifice in the way that we're doing. And also as well, as it is written that, you know, some of us are gonna die for this thing. You know, so it is a risk. It is a risky thing. Because every good thing that you have, every good thing you want to get, you gotta risk it.
Like you were saying earlier though, like Jake will listen to a white man in a suit, you know, clean shaven and everything, you know, because he's of his appearance. But in here it is, we're doing this, and they'll look at you for your appearance, and because of how you look, they'll throw you up. He's not a reliable candidate. But then Esau can be chatting shit, you know, telling you that the sky is green and the grass is blue.
You gotta accept.
And they'll accept it.
And you let them give you the jokey jab on top of that, which is deleting you ultimately. And you know, notice a lot of them self-definitions and dentists and stuff, which I stopped getting even from the dentists. And I'm not telling brothers to be like me, I'm just extreme. But they tell you to relax, and they speak very softly so that they can just give it. See, and that's very deceptive. But as you say, that's his ability, what he can do.
I've got a precept, if I may, to back up what Urami was saying about Yahushai's teenage years. This is John 21:25. And there are also many other things which Yahushai did The which, if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. Amen. And if I may also add another point to that, I remember years ago when I was first coming into the truth, I tried to tell a friend who I knew in the world about it. And his excuse was, oh yeah, but how can you trust the Bible? And he was saying, yeah, but Jesus didn't even write any of the books in the Bible. He didn't even write any of them himself. So it's like, it's all, second-hand and third-hand accounts. And that was his excuse for like, no, the Bible's rubbish. And he tried to bring up the one about, yeah, but we didn't know what he did when he was a teenager. But I said to him, look, man, the way that the scriptures are written, you've got the Gospels, which is like Matthew, Mark, Luke and John,
which they were scribes.
and the scriptures say, let the matter be established in the mouth of two or three witnesses. So their testimony validates Yahushua's ministry.
Yeah.
But he couldn't get that. He was like, yeah, but no. But he was obviously not going to get it in English. So I just stopped talking to him about it. That's a very common, excuse people try and use to say the Bible is not valid. Oh, but Jesus didn't write any of the books.
Yeah, but check this out though. He didn't have to write anything because you had scribes. And just like how you mentioned, you got what is it? If the case be true, let it be established by 2 or 3 witnesses.
Yep.
So you have the witness one, which is the scribe, and you have obviously the guy that's talking, and he writes it down. So that's all you need to have. But the point that I'm making is if you got scribes, you don't need to write anything.
Exactly.
He's already doing the job.
And furthermore, what does it say? Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. See, this is the thing. A lot of people don't. And that's why, like we talk about the pastors, we don't want to go into the Old Testament, man. You can't really know the character of Yahweh or Yahushua if you don't go into the whole book, man. The scripture says, eat the whole roll. And that's why, not to boast, but us men of GMS, we haven't been confounded yet because we go into the totality of the book. Like, where a lot of these church pastors, they might just use New Testament scriptures and then you can cut them with their doctrine because they're going off. When people come up to us now, we're going into all kinds of precepts that you never had them bring out in the church.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't confound us so long as we stay rooted in the scriptures and move precept upon precept. But the pastors, they can't do precept upon precept.
Well, in order for them to get the precepts, they gotta learn from us, and that's what these pastors are really doing today.
They be down low watching GMS.
Exactly, and that's why now all of a sudden they're reading more scriptures now than they'd ever did before. Because before they wouldn't read those scriptures, they would just filibustering, giving a whole sermon, and ain't saying a goddamn thing. Now all of a sudden they want to go into the book of Genesis 25. Where you get that from?
Yeah.
They want to go into the Echelon. Where you get that from? You get it from us, man. And you got this Ninfa group that's continuing to still push this notion that we don't know what we're talking about, vocab alone, right? But vocab alone is like the elder recall once again, he's on his case, man. And I was gonna do a video on the incident that happened over there because you had I think in Israel you had two young people. No, it was two females. It was this woman and her daughter that got shot in the church. Some Israeli shot, another those two couples in the church, shot up a church. Those two JOOs, man. So, but he ain't talking about that, bro. And I'm gonna do a video about that as well, man. I'm gonna bring that to the forefront because all of this time we've been trying to downplay this divine movement. That's really what it is. Really, it's not a movement. It's an awakening. Trying to downplay this awakening as much as he can, but he ain't trying to focus on the issues that's going on at home. Because he's an Amalekite in his absence. So why don't he talk about what's going on at home versus what we do? That's what he should be doing,
There's a saying, it says you need to learn how to wipe your own ass before you can go digging around your shit.
Exactly. And as he claims to believe in the Bible, the scriptures also saying, why you focus on the mote in your brother's eye when you got the big old hole in your eye?
Yeah.
Right. So that's what he needs. He needs to focus on what's going over there with his people in Israel and the Christians that got shot over there. But I guarantee you this, like the elder said, man, if the Israelite group did something like that, oh boy, he would, man, I'm telling you,
He'd be all over it like white and rice.
yes, he would. And that would blow the hell up. And even the media would pick it up, show you how hypocritical they were. So So yeah, that's just the thing. But that's okay. That's all right. That's just what the devil does. The devil wants to basically seek for our, the devil wants to make sure that we stay down and that we don't get to our excellency. The scripture talks about that. Yeah. They seek to cast him down from his excellency. Yeah. That's the job of these damn demons, man. Because when we come up, which is true, like if Jake comes up, that means they gotta go down, and they ain't trying to go down. So if us staying down keeps them up, then that's what they're gonna push out.
If I may add to what you're saying, Elder, that Christianity works for a long time on our people.
Sure did.
But the thing is, it's like Christianity's been exposed for the charade it is. But it's like vocab alone is trying to get us to forsake the truth and go back into the darkness of Christianity. But it's like that look, man, Christianity's done, it's played out.
It's done.
Everybody knows it's finished.
Yeah.
That you can't get us back into that mindset. But Christianity played its part for many, many years, and there's a lot of people who are into that. But the truth is out there now.
Yeah, to a lot of our generation, the younger generation, they're questioning the Christian church. They're like, yo, what's going on with this and that and third? They're asking the pastors questions like, and pastors don't want to answer questions. And that's just the thing. Or it could be that something's going on in their personal life. The pastors don't have the answers for it. So what happens now is the young people, they go looking for the answers. And they find the truth, or they go into some kind of philosophy of such, whether it's to do with some kind of, comedic science, whatever it is, that Jake finds, or young people in general.
But the scripture says the blind leadeth the blind, didn't it?
Both should fall into the ditch. Oh yeah, brother, get me Acts 1 and 6. And somebody get me 1 Kings. Yeah. Chapter 2, verse 45. But yeah, read your precept, Ariel. You said you had a precept. You said you had a precept. You said you had a precept.
No, I did not.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Acts chapter 1, verse 6. And it says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power.
Yeah, and that's the mentality that we have, and that's what we have in our minds all the time. Like, when is the kingdom going to be established? And we're seeing the signs and the wonders of the kingdom being established anyway, because we see that this world is crumbling apart. We're seeing the signs and wonders that Yahushua spoke about. So it's there. This is the thing. You know what I mean? So, and as well as it reads that they asked him, when would you restore the kingdom? Because yes, we had the kingdom, which was during the time of Solomon. I want to get into that. So we know that the time of Solomon, when he ruled, he only ruled for 40 years. It was 40 years of peace. You had Israelites dwelling under their trees. Jake was killed, man. He was shook. He wasn't worrying about nothing, man, when Solomon was in his house. And even during the time when David was in his position. So we're going to go back to that. Because the kingdom that was at the time stopped, but then it's going to resume when Yahushua makes his second return. That's why he said this. Second Kings, chapter 2, verse 45. 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 45.
And King Solomon shall be blessed, and the throne of David shall be established before Yahweh forever.
Yeah, that's the point. That's pretty much the point, because it said forever. Now, did that literally happen? No, it didn't happen, because if it happened, we would still be in the kingdom right now. So evidently it didn't happen. So obviously the kingdom stopped, but it's going to come back, and it's going to continue on the walk. So that's what I really want to read, you know? It's that ultimately, man, the kingdom of heaven, for one, it's actually already been established, because we have the word of the Lord. And when you have the word of the Lord, you are the kingdom. So now you become the kingdom, you profess the kingdom, you walk the kingdom. So when you got a bunch of members in this truth that have the kingdom in them, that's the kingdom. So all it really takes is for what? The son of the Most High to establish the kingdom. Which, as it is written, that the Lord is zealous to establish the kingdom of heaven. So yeah, that's pretty much the reality of the point. The kingdom of heaven is right on its way. We're transitioning now. We're at the end of this world, and we're heading into the beginning of it that followed, which is Jacob's world. So with that, we want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh,
Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rekah, Kodash.
and double honor to the other apostles of the great millstone, and salute to the 140 and 4,000, and including the 130 who follow. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yes, sir.